Oops. Not over a month. My bad. I can't math. It's been almost a month. If I had waited another week, it would have been a complete month since I last streamed. I've been a little bit busy. I'm sorry about that. Skibby, hello, how are you? How are you? How are you? Spoiler, so I lurked, but hi, thank you so much. We're gonna start in a few minutes, but I hope you're doing well. I've been lurking in your stream too. I hope yeah, I hope that you've been having fun. Have you played Marvel Rivals yet? I believe I saw you play it. Right? Question mark. You know, we have a lot of new follows because I've been playing with a lot of other people. So let me bring that out. So the last time I streamed was 11/18. So I'm gonna start from there. Thank you, Noroff. Thank you, Prime Erebus. Thank you, Odd Bob, Blorpadorp. Thank you, Vanny. Thank you, Spartan. Thank you, Hilarious, Zaf, Caffeinated Chaos, Bird's Eye View, Shy Mellow, and AKA Scarlet. Thank you all so much for the follows. I'm sorry I couldn't get to them in a timely manner, but I see you. I appreciate you. I hope y'all are having a great day.
And then there's Chunky. He's dead.
Isaiah, what happened to your last account? I recognize that name. How are you, my friend? I hope you're doing well. I hope the last month has been treating you better. It's kicking my ass, but I hope it's treating you better. Like I haven't touched any of the streaming tools in a long while. That all of my VTube Studio, all of my VBridger stuff reset. So I had to reset, like I had to set that up again. So ad break ends in 3, 2, 1, and we're back. Now we're gonna start the game. And thank you, Isaiah, so much for once again the follow. I don't know what happened to your last account, but I hope that it's just silliness, shenanigans, and I hope that you're doing well. All right, without further ado, let's continue. I don't 100% remember what happened. Oh, right. Now I remember what happened. Like, my brain just, like, hit all the flashbacks. So, when we last left off, we had the killer from the last chapter, Mr. Knight, get killed himself, and we're investigating the cause of that, but there were some chess figures involved, circus, someone's being framed, and we're getting to the next part. You know what? We'll play it a little slower. We'll do some voice acting. I'm feeling a bit better right now, so let's play. Oh my god, it's Saint. You withheld information from me. Why? I didn't withhold anything, or at least I didn't mean to. Okay, so you are a member of the Very Big Circus, right? No, I mean, yes, but no. I'm not really a member. I'm still new. That's irrelevant. You're still a member. Yeah, I agree with Edgeworth. Like if you're a new hire, you're still a hire. Like like, let's say that you just got employed at Walmart. You're an employee at Walmart. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He, bro, he had a heart attack. Jesus Christ. Let's try this again. Why didn't you tell us? Because it would have looked so suspicious. Me being a performer in the circus show, and me being friends with Bronco. I thought that if anyone found out, nobody would believe I was innocent. Not even you, Kay. I thought I made it clear that I believed in you. But when you stare at me like that, I get so terrified. I... Real smooth operator, aren't you, Miles? Any other client scaring tips you want to share? You're really not helping Fender. Right, that guy's name is Eddie Fender. He's Eddie Fender. Bruh. I love the names. I love the names that, in all the Ace Attorney series. They always, like... not always. Definitely not always. A lot of the names are very... very, topical for their case. So, what do you do at the circus, Simeon? Like, the Great Ace Attorney series, they're all like, not all of them, but most of them, were references to books of Sherlock Holmes' stories. I know that the lady from the first case in both, games, the killer in the first game, the victim in the second game, they were both the gun, right? The gun's name? I think it was the gun's name, yeah. So, what do you do at the circus, Simeon? I already said it. I already read that part. I'm an animal tamer, kind of. I'm still learning the ropes. That's so cool. Do you get to train lions and tigers and bears and stuff? Lions? Tigers? Bears? Oh my, no. I work with this little guy. Looks pretty tame already to me. Oh, wait, isn't that the acrobats monkey? That acrobat monkey from... Shoot, let me bring that up. Acro Ace Attorney. Acro, from the Berry Big, Berry Big Circus. He had a monkey. Wait, Acro's the younger? Oh no, Acro's the older. Oh, okay. That's the one who murdered Russell Berry. Villaluxy, thank you so much for claiming first and checking in. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Now, I guess it's not a great time to like tab out of the game to look stuff up because there's like no music going on. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing great. We are playing. Not now, money. I'm trying to. Oh, you little scamp. We're playing the second Ace Attorney investigation game, and this guy is part of the circus that was in game number 2, right? The game number 2 where the murder at the circus. That monkey was actually the monkey of the killer in that game. Interesting enough. But yeah, it's been almost a month, but I've been a little bit busy. But now that I'm done with I love your emo. Wait, have you debuted already? I'm sorry. How many of these games are you playing through all of them? Yes, we actually have 2 more. My emails are changing. These are still my old model. No debut. Oh, okay. Is the... I see. Okay, I'm understanding now. Yeah, we are playing through all the games. We actually have this game and 1 more game to go, and then we will have officially played every single Ace Attorney game except for the Professor Layton crossover. So, I'm excited. And I was saying how if we look at here, if, like we just had this guy Eddie Fender, he's our partner at the right now, but like his name is literally a defender, and we were saying how it's funny how a lot of these names are very topical to the game, like Verity Gavel, she's a judge. Verity meaning truth, Gavel sounding like the gavel judges used. And then Rocco Carcerado. I don't know. Rocco's, I think he's just a name. Carcerado is like incarcerated. Eustace Winter is just the definition of lights are on but no one's home. Bronco Knight, he's our victim right now. He's a very big chess player, and he looks like a horse, like the horse in the chess set. The game. What do you plan for after you finish the series? Ooh, after this series ends, I might pick up some demos. I have some demos downloaded. Like, maybe I'll play them on stream. Maybe I won't. I hope that some of these games come out in time at like after I finish, because I love to do these detective games, right? And these demos I'm looking really forward for. Like Paper Perjury, Murders on the Yangtze River. Shoot, let me check my wish list because I have them there. Duck Detective, the second Duck Detective is coming out next year. That'd be cool. Little Problems, a cozy detective game. Looks interesting. There's another one, The Darkest Files, that I've been waiting for, and Urban Myth Dissolution Center. I've been looking at those games. I played some of the demos. I'm excited to play them when it comes out. The release dates are 2025, so hopefully they'll be in time. I also started playing Sudoku because of you. Oh, it makes me feel smart. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to have inspired you to play Sudoku. You should totally check out the Sudoku community. Especially like Cracking the Cryptid, because they have the special rule sets. So yeah, if you want to check those out, go ahead. I think since it's you'll have no problem picking it up. I'm just yeah. So I'm excited for those games coming out. And I was just talking about how the murdered I'm unwise and dumb. Aw, don't sell yourself short. I believe in you. Yeah, our murder victim looks like the horse. But he's dead. He's dead now. I am short, don't you could be short, but don't sell yourself short. I believe in you. Yeah. He's being played like Ratatouille. That eye squint is I sell myself tall. Exactly. Sell, like, don't, like, I guess I understand the worry about like over exaggerating yourself and trying not to look arrogant, but sometimes you have to take pride in yourself, right? So if you're worried about being seen as arrogant, you know, sometimes it might happen, but don't try to show yourself like as you know what I mean, right? Because people are in your corner. I never want to be just narcissistic. Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, I'm in your corner. If you ever need someone to help you hype you up or something, let me know. I'm always willing to help. And hello, Lads. Thank you so much for checking in. How are you doing? How's your month so far? And how's last month for you? I hope it's been well. Yeah, it's been almost a month since I last streamed, so I apologize for that. Like finals, it was not really final. It was finals month. I saw the cutest corner around. Aw, thank you. Aw, I feel so loved. I feel so loved, Felixy. I appreciate you. But yeah, from told to friends and fellow chatters too. Exactly. So yeah, well, this is I'm glad to have chatters like you all. You guys are the best chatters around. So wholesome, so supportive for each other, and that's all I can add. And that's like the all I can ask for. Just be supportive, not just to me, but everyone else in chat as well. I was telling the truth. The circus really is a company. We all have titles and everything. Wait, what did you say? You say you worked at a company. Oh, I mean, technically everything's a company. You know what? I've been really thinking about setting up my not like a VTubing corporation, but I wanted to set myself up as funds USD on League, and you put another 150 for the set skin in January. Holy shit, that's so much money. Why did you spend $100 on League for the Jinx skin? Wait, isn't the Jinx skin like $250? Hey, what's the $100 for? Set is getting one next. No. Oh my lord. I'm prepping for it. Sheesh. I'm prepping my. I'm trying to reframe spending the 300 on the Vi chibi for TFT. Oh my goodness. A lot of the chibi ones for TFT are so cute. I was like, I get so tempted to get them as well. So you know, I understand the pain, Biloxi. But yeah, wandering off topic, I was thinking about not setting myself up for a corporation, but like I wanted to put up like a business for myself, like a small LLC for myself, so that like I can set up business emails and business inquiry stuff. And then I want to set that on my YouTube page as well, so that like whatever I do, it gets claimed by my business before other people can do it. That way that way it's harder to copyright claim my like my streams and stuff. That'd be cool, right? I've been thinking about doing that. I hope to set it up one day, but like I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm kind of embarrassed to do it. Like, like starting up a company is like, hey, what's this company for? Oh, it's just for my VTubing busy and stuff. Your what? As the CEO of your LLC, I will do the modest 300k a year. Oh my goodness. If I had that money, I would. I'm a little bit lazy, so like if I set up an LLC and just like, hey, I'll go up to you and it's like, hey, you wanna be my CEO? You do my work for me, and then I'll just sit back. And then you're probably gonna take over and just like, haha, this is my company now. Larry Master is the CEO, and I'm I guess you'd call me a gopher. I even have a line manager. She's the head of the animal taming department. It's part of the showbiz division. It's kind of... I'm gonna be like a Faye and steal your name. I'll become the new Sin. Oh my goodness. You know what? I'd be down for that. I mean, like, not completely stealing, but if I can have multiple people just be Sin like use this model or another model, just have a shared model. That'd be really cool. No? And then we could we'll be your sinners. Rage. You know what's really funny though? I have a friend. His name is Elian Sin. He calls his chat sinners, and I'm just like, oh no, oh no, I can't call my people sinners. It'll be look like we're copying each other. It's already bad enough we both have blue hair. We'll be the syndicate. I'm pretty sure that's also isn't that YouTuber's name? Tom Syndicate? I'm not some kind of creature fender. So this line manager, was she working with you on the show? Tech Syndicate or something? Yeah, or something. Like he did a lot of Call of Duty, and then he got in trouble for that like CS:GO gambling stuff, right? I don't. My YouTube lore is kind of lacking. It's just us two. It wasn't all that big of a job compared to what we normally do. She's usually the one performing on stage. I just do all the monkey work. Ha, emphasis on the monkey. But I did have a bit. I did have a bit part this time. Like, you did a bit. The only 2 members of the circus are relevant to this case. Okay. Alright, talk me through your movements here at the facility. Sure. I came to see Bronco at around noon 2 days ago. And that was when you brought him the chess set. I may be the buff sin in the corner. Oh my goodness. I have a degree in VTuber lore, no YouTube knowledge. Understandable. Have a nice day. I don't have any VTuber lore. I think like the first VTuber I've ever followed was Kizuna Ai. And I really forgot why. I think no, like she did a lot of gaming back then, and then she started moving on to music. She like quadruplicated herself, and I was like, I'm so lost with this, and I just like, I still have her subscribed. Like I'm still subscribed to her, but I haven't watched any of her videos in a long while. The last thing I remember is that she does music now, right? But that was it. And then I remember Niji Sanji popping up, Niji Sanji blowing up. I think I just like faintly remember them being popular when Gura made her debut, right? Or I might be mistaken about that, but like, and then I just like for him to be was it Nigargura's debut, so I followed a lot of Hololive and Niji Sanji, Shoto, so I'm kind of a newbie. I mean, you still know, you know, you still know more than I do because like the only thing I know about stuff is like oh my goodness, Fauna graduating. I kind of like Fauna's like whole design. It was really pretty. I know, right? Fauna graduating made me sad. My friends were really sad. It's really funny because like my friends made a comparison of the current T1 team, of how Zeus leaving, and then how Fauna leaving, because Fauna got introduced into League, and she was also top laners, so it's like the greatest top laners leaving their company, Cryge. And I couldn't help but get a chuckle out of that. But that I only like vaguely keep up with some VTuber news, and that's not even because I'm outright searching them out. I just get them from like other people, or sometimes it pops up in my For You page on Twitter. So like there's all the Niji Sanji stuff that's going on since like the beginning of this year. Yeah, and that's it. That's all my knowledge of VTubers. Yes, and that same evening I started work on setting up the stage in the yard. It was so hard. I had to haul everything in by myself over multiple trips. They let us use one of the rooms in the prison for storage. Workshop A, I think. I think that's so cute. Like, the monkeys got a little bit more, screen time, I would say, because, like, in the second game, you only saw a profile of, like, just a profile pic of the Money, the monkey, and that was it. It's just, like, everything that he did, you only see the profile pic for it. But now he has a sad face. He's smarter now. He's smarter now in this game. Workshop A, where Knight's body was found. You mean your boss didn't help you? Oh no, I could never ask her to schlep. What word is schlep? I'm gonna look it up. Schlep. I hope it's just like... That's an actual word? Schlep? Informal North American. This is a North American term? And I had no idea it was an actual thing. What? Does it... Where's the etymology for it? Middle High German to Yiddish? Oh. Okay, you know what? That's fair. I had no idea. I have no knowledge of Yiddish words. But schlep. Also, hi Brad, how are you? I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're studying well for your exams. I passed mine, so you better pass yours too. I barely passed my classes, but like I passed them with like an 83 and above, like for all of my classes, and I'm like, yippee! I got a B. Especially because like I was really I started becoming really lazy at the end, and I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do this. Like I literally in one class I skipped 2 projects, and then another class I skipped the final presentation. I said F y'all to the rest of my group because they didn't respond to me in the group message and stuff. And I was like, okay, well, I guess we're not doing it. I mean, I'm gonna pass, so I don't care. So yeah, I was like, you guys do whatever y'all want. I don't care. I'm passing anyways. Peace. Ooh, I got a 93 on the chemistry midterm. I'm still writing that high. Nice. So schlep means haul or carry. So I could never ask her to haul all that stuff around. Like I said, the monkeys works my job. The monkey works my job. Once it was all set up, we did a run through, and it must have been midnight by the time I left. Wait, you were out? Y'all were out for a whole day? A whole 2 days in this prison? Sheesh. The next morning, I was back and ready for the show, which started at 8 a.m. Then we performed till 10. So Mr. Saint was the only one of the pair to have entered the room where the body was found. Wait, so that background... No, not background. So the, like, flashback, maybe the body was in there. And Knight's body was found immediately after the show had ended. Do you have any idea why you were arrested? And why so quickly? I've never seen a guy get booked so fast. Surely even Lil Wiener. I was about to say Lil Wiener. Lil Wiener wouldn't just pull somebody in on a hunch. Never underestimate the power of the Scouts Code. I mean, power of an underdeveloped intellect. Never underestimate the power of the Scouts... Wait, was it never underestimate the Scouts Code or something like that? I think I might know why. Uh-oh. When I was moving all the stuff, I went to go see how he was doing. Bronco, I mean. You went to the holding cells on your own? Tell me you had permission. No, it wasn't a formal visit or anything, so I just sorta snuck over and hope no one stopped me. Bruh. But you just seen him earlier that same day, why take the risk? I've known him since we were kids, when both of us were all alone. He doesn't have any family, you see, just like me, and yet he still decided to shoot his leader to usurp his position. Bro, that's so dumb. I knew he'd be feeling lonely, that he'd want somebody to talk to, so I had to go see him. Huh? You don't have any family? For a while, I had my dad, but he passed away when I was a little kid. Losing one's father as a child. I know that pain all too well. Oh no, Teemo PTSD is back. I can also say that my social life is really nice now. I did a lot of Christmas shopping with friends. Oh my goodness. Speaking of Christmas shopping, I don't have anything. I haven't purchased anything for my family yet. That's bad of me. I still have 10 days till I buy stuff. I have to buy stuff. But yeah. Oh, speaking of, I won't be around. Let's go Christmas shopping together. You know what? Bet I'll DM you after stream. You don't have to reply immediately, but we could go and go Amazon window shopping together. He's just like you and me, Mr. Edgeworth. My favorite. Silver, hello! Ah! Hello? How are you, Silver? I hope you're doing well. How is my favorite Rack Attack doing? I'll wait for the ad jail. I'll wait for the ad break to end. All right. Yeah. So Kay was like, he's just like you and me, bruh. We have 3 people in this room that have lost their parents at a young age. Kay, she was like 11. Edgeworth, who was 10. And now Simeon. Anyways, as I was saying, we could do, yeah. I'd be super down to go Christmas shopping with you, Alexi. It'll be nice. It'll be nice. We'll have fun. Let's see. Let's list out. I'm gonna list out how many I have to get. I have 1, my dad, my mom, my 2 sisters, my brother-in-law. I only need 5 gifts this time. Yay, no more ad jail. Welcome back, Silver. We were just talking about Christmas shopping, that I haven't done any Christmas shopping for my family yet. We still need to do that. But hello, how are you, Silver? I hope you're doing well. I mean, like, I kind of talked. I've seen you. I've seen you in Zavi's chat, so I know that you're doing well. But I'd like to hear from your mouth, I guess. Doing good. That's great. I hope your week has been great. Happy Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. You're almost there. We're almost there to the end of the week. We got this. How are you? I'm doing great. I passed my classes. I've actually, for the first time ever since I've started college, I scheduled my classes early. And I'm like, I had never had to do any waitlisting. For the first time in my life, I didn't procrastinate signing up for classes. So yippee! So I'm feeling great. And I guess a little bit more news. On December 22nd to December 26th, I will be out of town. I have to. I mean, it sounds like it's I'm making it sound to be a bad thing, but I am happy about it. I am going on a vacation out of the country I have been out of the country for like vacations and stuff, I mean, technically they have been vacations, but like I've never taken a full family vacation out of the country. So we're doing that for the first time ever on the 22nd. So I will not be here. Where to? We're going to Cancun. And I made a joke about it because since I live in Texas, it's no secret that I live in Texas. But if you guys don't remember, a few years ago, like 3 years ago, in 2021, there was a great freeze in Texas, and like the electricity shut down for like half a month and stuff. And our one of our representatives, Ted Cruz, he instead of staying in Texas to help out for the emergency electricity for anything, he went on a trip to Cancun. So since it's the big freeze, yeah, exactly. So when I was told that we were going to Cancun for Christmas, I was like, oh, we're pulling a Ted Cruz. And my sister just like stared at me. She was like, bruh. uh, it's a bit of a morbid joke because like the big freeze was really tragic. A lot of people have perished during that time, but I think it's okay to mock our government leaders, especially when they're being negligent in their duties. That's my opinion. While reading about how the local restaurants are like, you should be able to. Yeah, exactly. Nice time to pack up and pull a Ted Cruz. Yeah, exactly. The Cruz is spelled wrong. Ted Cruz's last name is spelled wrong, but yeah, exactly. I'm gonna have you tab playing Abiotic Factor with my boyfriend. Awesome. Have fun, Silver. I hope that you have a lot of fun with the Abiotic Factor. Actually, could you mind telling me what that is? Because like I've seen the thumbnail for it, but I actually haven't played it or have seen any gameplay of it. So like, if you could let me know like what that's about, I'd appreciate it. There was nobody else nearby when you went to see him? No, the other holding cells were empty and I didn't see any guards. Wait, when was this? So this was... Oh, this was later at night, the day before he was found. Okay. Well, somebody must have seen you, or you wouldn't be in there. Oh no, 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 no! I messed up so bad, didn't I? Maybe, maybe not. So the assumption is that something happened while the two were alone together. But yeah, Ted Cruz is. Yeah, you got this. Thumbs up, Mr. President. Wait, 2021. It was Biden at the time, right? I mean, unfortunately, a lot of it's a game where you play a scientist and your first day on the job in a secret underground facility, and everything goes to shit, and you have to find your way to the surface while fighting military factions and other dimensional monsters. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like SCP. That sounds like SCP containment breach. It's like it's your first day of the job as class D, and then 173 snaps everyone else's neck and you run away. You try to get up there while you're while you're hiding from the MTF, and it gets that, and a cross between Project Zomboid. Oh wait, so if it's with Project Zomboid, is it first person or is it top down third person like Zomboid? Bread, unfortunately, first person. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, have fun, Silver. Have fun. Tell your boyfriend I said hi. I don't know. Wait, who? I don't think I know who your boyfriend is. And if you did, I just don't remember. I'm sorry, but I tell him I said hi and to have fun. And Brett, unfortunately, in Texas, our power grid is actually disconnected from the rest of the country. He recently joined Zavi's server. Oh, okay, awesome. That's good to hear. I hope you have some. I hope you spend some quality time with your boyfriend. Okay. And like since slaughters while the D boys are stuck in a room. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the Texas electricity grid is not connected to the rest of the United States. So it was like a matter of pride, I guess. Like Texan like state pride of not accepting any help from the rest of the country, I guess. Which is dumb, but unfortunately it's Texas. We have a lot of pride about basically being our own country within the United States. So, like it's dumb, but I see their point of view. I still think it's dumb because lives are at stake. At least I imagine that would be Winner and Judge Gavel's thinking. Yeah, it is tough. In any case, I think we'll need to speak to your boss next. Last I heard, she's supposed to be around today too, somewhere in their yard. Also, this is the bear. Oh, Brett, since you came a little bit late, do you remember this monkey? He's actually he's a monkey from the second Phoenix Wright game, from the Berry Big Circus. The one with the acrobat that killed the leader of the circus, Mr. Barry, and I think he had a daughter, Regina. If there's anything else we can do, just say the word. But I mean, there's nothing I can do for you in return, bruh. That's what lawyers do. We're friends. We know what it's like to be in your shoes. We're all part of the same club after all, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately, yes. Everyone, Kay, Edgeworth, and Simeon lost their parents at an early age and have been framed for murder. Great. Unfortunately so, I'm afraid. Thank you for sharing such personal details with us. By the sound of it, you had little reason to kill Knight. If anything, you're not the one most affected by his passing. And what's more, I simply don't believe a person as gentle as you is capable of murder. Rest assured, we believe you, and we will get you out of here. By the way, we actually did, Brad, you weren't here because I think it was during the time where school life was the busiest. But this is a second Ace Attorney game, right? I loved his way of clapping. In the first game, we actually had a sign that called out the Grammari troop as well as the Gaviners. And since it's the first game is tied into a lot of the first three games. And considering that it's tying, because we had Lot of Heart, we had Larry Butts, we also had Wendy Oldbag. We had those three schmucks in our game. Since we have those usual suspects, and then we've had that sign, it actually connects to the whole timeline. Like, if you usually you could think of the first three games and the second three games, like 1, 2, 3, as its own trilogy, and then you could have 4, 5, 6 as a standalone trilogy, right? What connects them together is the first of this Ace Attorney Investigations game, because it actually has in the background references to the 4, 5, 6, and it has characters from 1, 2, 3, which is really nice. What do we have here? A gosh darn defense attorney. That's what. Bravo, big guy. Oh, by the way, Fender. Fender is Miles's dad's partner, Edgeworth and Co. And his name is Eddie. So he's a defender. So yeah. I can't believe I'm saying it, but you even reminded me of your old man for a moment there. Wait, is Simeon the one who renounced Jesus 3 times? Apostle that renounced Jesus 3 times, denied Jesus 3 times. Oh, it's Peter. Oh, Peter. Okay, I thought it was Simeon at first. Wait, then who was Simeon? Simeon. Oh, what? I spelled Simeon wrong. We're gonna Simeon. There's like 5 Simeons in the Bible. Simeon, son of Jacob. Simeon on distinct tribe. Simeon is a scandal involving Zimri. Plus, you know this. Hillman does tribe of Simeon. Okay, this is like Jewish lore. Usually, a lot of people go for regular Protestant Christianity lore. So it would be Gospel Luke, because like his name is Simeon Saint, right? So it's probably talking about Saint Simeon, got from the Gospel of Luke. Is he like, what's so special about him? You know, he was one of 70 scholars. It's a prophecy. He saw Jesus, ordered the benediction, and died. Oh, jeez. I don't think there's anything really important about Simeon the Saint. This man righteous in the constellation and his father marveled and was said about him, blessed them. And, okay, yeah, nothing important about him. Never mind. I thought we would get some clues as who if he's like more important to the story with his name. I guess not. Maybe he's just an attorney is a friend to the friendless. Book of Gregory. That's Miles Edgeworth's dad. Simeon me, bucko. This guy will suffer any hardship for your friendship. Things are gonna be Shipley amazing. Talk like a pirate day had come early this year, Fender. So Edgeworth has some sass. But that's just the thing, you never know when a pirate will strike next. Anyway, kid, you want some candy? No thanks, I don't like sweet stuff. You don't like sweet stuff? Oh, huh. Bummer. I don't mind a nice ship myself. A great thieves galleon for the Dread Pirate K! Yar, me hearties! Did we come back to the freaking Athena's arc with the freaking pirate orcas? We'll sail the 7 seas together. Bruh, everything is mixing together. Inner monologue, shiver me timbers, you two will be the death of me. I like how Edgeworth is smirking even with that. He's actually enjoying the byplay. Come on, let's sail. Let's set sail for the prison yard, but no sea shanties on the way, please. You know what? I'm glad he's loosening up. Look, the shutter's open. Ah, that's the way out to the yard, I believe. Let's go take a look. Come on. What are you waiting for? I'm waiting for permission. Someone's excited. Does it look to y'all that like their heads are big, like a bit too big for their bodies? Or is that just me? So this is the famous yard. The circus performance was taking place here just before the body was discovered. Also, since this is the Big Berry Circus, do you think we'll see Regina again? More importantly, do you think we'll see the clown again? Most of the prisoners were assembled here when the body was discovered. Oh, that's the yard. Wait. Oh, so that's the yard. I was looking at that and I was like, is that? Like, I was like, my head was tilted trying to figure out what the blue thing was. I was like, is that like, is that an interrogation room or something? No, no, it's whoops, it's the yard, which means that anyone who saw the show has an alibi. Building layout in the organizer. All right, time to take a look around. Stop hitting me! Help, Mr. Ashworth! She's getting bonked on the head by an elephant. See, and this is you beast. No, don't call it a beast. Just get out of the way, okay? Stay, Azia, stay. Who's that? Hey, it is Regina! Oh, you found a new friend to play with. Good for you, girl. I think this takes place like a year after Game 3, right? Ace Attorney Investigations. So it's been like 4 years, right, since we last seen Regina in game. Play with? Your elephant nearly ate me. No way, she'd never do a thing like that. Azia doesn't even bite. At least not very often. Last time you said that, a man's head got chomped. So she does have a taste for human flesh. I did like meeting a real live elephant up close. Aren't you glad you did? Let me look up Barry, Regina Berry again. Russell Berry, Regina Berry. She was... How old was she at the time? Turnabout Big Top. I'm trying to see trial like data number like okay, 2017. So that happened. So okay. So 2019 is when this game takes place. So it's been 2 years since the second game. Okay, now we know our timeline. Yeah, glad I didn't die. But you did have fun, right? Right? There, sweetie, don't cry. Aw, she had a wonderful time, didn't you, Kay? I feel like Regina's come a bit far. You know, I think she's matured a little. I'm glad for that. Also, why would you redeem that bread? Let me drink some water before I give you our There you go. I hope y'all are happy. Don't mislead the poor girl, Fender. She did. Oh, I'm so happy. Here, let me make it up to you. How about a hug? Yeah, no, Fender, that's on you, man. Keep your trunk to yourself. What? My connection was dying. Another new friend. Isn't this just the best day ever? I am Associate Defense Attorney Miles Edgeworth. I haven't even introduced. Wait, did we not? Oh, I guess. But I could redeem things. Yeah, you could still redeem things. I'm pretty sure it doesn't take a lot of internet to redeem that. Okay, let me see if my redeems. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that into a once a stream redeem, Biluxy. Wait, I haven't even done the second. Hold up. I haven't even done the second one yet. Or maybe give it a bit. Say it backwards. Wait. Hold on. Let me try to get the inflection right. Hold on. I'm trying to think. Ara, 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 ara. Ara, ara. God! I don't think I can do the inflection backwards. Ara, 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 ara. Just rattle all of them off like a machine gun. Okay. Ora, 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 ora. Okay. Yada, 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 that's it. Okay, okay. I'll do one final ara ara for the whole thing. Ara ara. I'm happy now. We're all happy, right? Awesome. I'm Kay, great thief extraordinaire, and Mr. Associate Defense Attorney's great associate. This self-introduction brought to you by the word convoluted. Also, if y'all have any emote suggestions I should get, let me know. I actually would. I want to get more emotes, but I can't think of what to get. Okay, oh, but I was trying to figure out what was wrong. Turkey has been funny lately. Today, all media died for a bit. Oh my god. And your elephant new friend is Mr. Fender, the defense attorney. You know what's really funny? Speaking of Turkey, I started playing Plague Inc. all over again. And for some reason, my problem, like my very last playthrough, my problem country wasn't even Greenland or Madagascar. Didn't they add a vampire mode? Yeah, they have a vampire mode. They have a zombie mode, the Necrovirus. They have the Brainworm, and they have the Planet of the Apes mode. So there's like four special modes. But yeah, like Greenland and Madagascar were not my problem countries. Like my my very last playthrough, my problem country was Turkey. It's like just refused to get infected for some reason. I was like, bruh. And your elephant's new friend is Mr. Fender, the defense attorney. Oh, she's not just any elephant. That's Azea, the Asian elephant. I believe the Asian elephants are smaller than African elephants, right? It just manages to break it and break everything. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be much of an animal tamer if I didn't. What? So you're Simeon's boss? That's right, Regina Berry, head of the animal taming department, showbiz division, very big circus. It's so lovely to meet all of you. The pleasure's all ours, mademoiselle. My name's Eddie Fender. I'm a bit of an ace attorney. Sounds like, Turkey is actually one of the best places to start on? Really? I always thought it was, China and Saudi Arabia. And India. Like, India, China, Saudi Arabia. Connections, and is easy to infect. I usually go Egypt or Turkey. Ah. Also, the way Fender introduced himself, Egypt or Turkey. I'll try Egypt or Turkey next time. He reminds me of Willem Dafoe in the first Spider-Man film. I'm somewhat of a scientist myself. I'm a bit of an ace attorney myself. So much for whipping me into shape. Yes, she's perfect. What, perfect alibi? That positivity, that charisma, that energy. Regina, you'd make a perfect partner in crime for the great thief Yatagarasu. Actually, you know what? Why not? Great thief? That sounds like fun. My animals and I have stolen the spotlight quite a bit in our time. You know, that would be actually pretty smart. Two seemingly unconnected jobs, right? A thief and animal tamer. Like coincidentally, they'll have a circus, and then the thief will steal something while everyone's busy looking at the circus stuff. You know, that's the one thing we don't want to steal. Gotta keep it on the down low, all stealthy ninja-like. But where's the fun without a show? The down low sounds like it might get me down. But I think we got a fundamental difference of opinion going on here. Actually, no, I think it would be great if we got our Ace Attorney. Oh my goodness, I was talking the other day about how Ace Attorney like is like brain rot lawyering. Animal handler teaches the monkey to seal. Wasn't that actually part of the plot point in the second game? The monkey stole something? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, let's get cracking. Too bad we can't see much of what's beyond that metal fence, though. Indeed, and we're in a sore need of information in addition to evidence. Therefore, we should make an effort to talk with any persons of interest as well. Let's talk to the elephant! And one of the very big circus has many animals. She certainly seems very fond of petting humans, based on what we've seen. Well, most humans. You can't just glare at her like that, Mr. Edgeworth. She'll think you're trying to show her who's boss. That's true. Are you telling me she thinks I'm one of her kind? No, just that she respects you, I guess. How comforting. Yeah, don't stare any humans down. Not like any animals down, because they think usually animals, when you stare down animals, they see that as a challenge of authority, and they will try to fight back. So don't do it. It's a bad idea. A wicker basket, or rather a cart given the wheels. Sniff sniff. Oof, it smells like animals. I suppose they must have been using it to move things around. Hey, wouldn't it be fun to hop in and race it down a hill? Yes, it would be. You know what else would be fun? Racing down a hill on office chairs. Oh, that sounds fun. Cat show dominance by licking. Is that what my cat's doing to me every time she's trying to show dominance? Whenever she licks, like she loves licking the family, right? She loves licking people, licking our hands and stuff. Where did any of that come from? Hot Rod. You never seen Hot Rod? Oh wait, I didn't see what was said. The door appears to be locked. Want me to open it? I can't guarantee anything, but I'll certainly give it a try. No, if we deem it necessary, we will simply ask for the key. Spoil sport? That could have been my chance to shine. You're free to shine somewhere else, but you'll not make an audience out of me. Okay. What about this? There's a dead fish here. Hey, what are you shouting at? Ponds like this usually have goldfish in them, right? I wanted to see if they'd come say hello. Do you think? I only see water striders. Hey, water striders are cool. They can walk on the water like ninjas. Whoosh, whoosh. Man, I wish I could do that. So much for the goldfish. Danger, high voltage. I never saw one of those things in real life. Hey, that must be the fabulous garden outside the warden's office over there. Yes. Ah, yes. Warden Lagarde mentioned being able to see it from her window on the detention center side. Wish this dumb barbed metal fence wasn't in the way. Though, I thought it was all one big yard. Given how protective the warden sees of her little bit of earth, I imagine it's to keep the riffraff like us out. I see. Let me look at the stage. This must be the stage for the show. Do you think people would be interested in a great thieving show? I think... Isn't that just a magician show? A lot of sleight of hand? I think Kay would be a very great role model for Trucy. Just saying. A simple, sturdily built well. I wonder if it was a work of the prisoners. Somebody's left a bunch of tools lying around. There's a long piece of rope and a pretty heavy looking weight. Let's see, it weighs 30 pounds. Wow, who could have told? Who could have told? Who could have known? Oh, and there are some police too. Interesting. Okay, can you stop touching everything in sight? You're contaminating the evidence. It's not like I was gonna take anything. What exactly were they being used for, I wonder? Carrying bodies. These chairs must have been for our audience. Wow, I pity whoever had to put them all away. Really, why? You clearly never had to fold up a bunch of boring chairs before, huh? You know, it's really funny. I have for church. And you know, a lot of Asians do it too. Just like, it's just a personal cleanup thing. Not personally, I've told other people to do it though. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta roll up your sleeves and help out once in a while. I'll consider it. How inconsiderate of you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh yeah, Bread. Do you remember this guy? Mr. Saw It? Frank Saw It? Remember him? Oh my god, not him. Yeah, him! Remember him? From the very first Phoenix Wright game? Today, we just talked to you. We just talked to you earlier, Mr. Saw It. Oh heavens, I do apologize. Ever since I came to call this place home, I've been working on my interpersonal skills, you see. In order to be as annoying as possible. He saw the dead body. And you know what's funny? I don't think he actually did it. I think he's just an actual witness this time. I'm currently helping out with the circus show stage teardown and cleanup. But if you have need of me, I'll do my utmost to help. I'm just chipping in and doing what I can, model prisoner that I am. Yes, my stay in this prison has seen me reborn. He really saw it, huh? Yeah. You see, before you is a changed man. A changed man who now targets the recently deceased? No, you misunderstand. That was just a moment of madness. By the way, I bought a lot of pizza. Like, I bought, like, pizza. Ah, smells good. A moment of madness. You're a disgrace to all thieves everywhere. You're right, of course. I can't deny it. I still have a long way to go. As a thief? Anyway, as you can see, I have a shiny new bracelet now. So it's the straight and narrow for me. Like I say, I'm a model prisoner. Not that a real model prisoner would need to keep telling me that. I'm doing everything I can to prepare for my eventual return to society. Yeah, you even skipped the show to focus on your training, didn't you? That's right, only 2 inmates were absent, Saw It and Canis? Oh yeah. Why didn't you tell us about Mr. Canis sooner? At that. Look, I don't think there's an inmate in this prison who'd talk about him if they didn't have to. He's, well, you could say he's the real one in charge around here. You didn't hear it from me, but, well, I guess it comes with being the fixer. If I had a nickel for each, I already said this before, but if I had a nickel for every time if we had an assassin with a dog, we'd have 2 nickels. The fixer. Yes, anything you need, he can get it for you. But how does he get away with it? I'm not sure, but he's the only one who does. I heard he has a secret way of getting things into the facility. I imagine being the fixer affords Canis certain privileges. That's like a whole dime, exactly! Not that I concern myself with such things anymore, of course. I am far more interested in perfecting my mud pack application technique. Yeah, he's trying to be a pet groomer. They're a special type of mud treatment, rich with minerals. It works wonders on their coats. I've been practicing on the animals here in the prison. I hope to treat them all eventually. Speaking of mud, that reminds me of a certain piece of evidence. Maybe I should try presenting it to him. Okay. Yeah, this one. That's the rubber glove I dropped. Would you care to explain why it's so dirty? Oh, of course, that's mud from one of the pet treatments I've been practicing. I was giving one of the animals a mud pack right when the incident happened. I see. Around what time would this have been? Let's see, the show had already started, so around 9 AM perhaps? You know, that if I had a nickel every time phrase is an actual saying. Yeah, I know. But Dr. Doofenshmirtz made it a better joke with. It wouldn't have been a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. You know, oh, you know what's great? You know, I found a great exploit on pizzas. So I don't eat a lot of, like, all the pizza all the time. So whenever I order something, it's usually a medium or some occasionally a large pizza, but usually they're like one topping only. But I find that if you do one topping on one half and a different topping on the other half, they still charge you as one topping. So the Domino's I went to get to order pizza from, there was like there's a national deal of like you get 2 pizzas, a box of Parmesan bread bites, and a box of cinnamon bread. Wait, you're alive? Yes, I am alive, Hayashi. Hello, how are you? So that goes for $19.99. So just $20, you get like 4 boxes of stuff. Long time no see. Yeah, it has. It's been almost a month. How are you? How has your month been? It's a sin. Hi, Shin. Hello. How are you? How tiring? I'm sorry to hear that. I hope stream calms you down a bit, you know? I hope it soothes your soul. How has Charity been? PC still broke, but I got an Xbox now. Nice! I'm not a big console gamer, but you know what? If it helps you, it helps you. And thank you so much for the head pats. Charity went well. We hit our goal. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I think the goal was like 250. I'm glad that I'm glad that you hit your goal. Gotta make it work for streaming, really. I mean, if you can. I believe in you. I believe in you, Hayashi. If you got the time, you got this. And Shin, yeah, I'm glad that you hit your goal. How's your month been? Like I said, I haven't streamed in a month because I've been busy with focusing on class. Even though I didn't really need to. I could have taken it lighter. I dropped out of college, so I have loads of time. You know what? I understand. I really do. You wanna know how many times I've dropped out of college? Let's see now. I dropped out of UT Austin. I dropped out of UT Dallas. I dropped out of UT Dallas again. So yeah, 3 times. I've dropped out of college 3 times. But I'm back. I'm back, baby, for a 4th time. My month has been pretty busy, but everything is finally settling down. That's good to hear. So, you know, don't be afraid to come back to college late if you feel the need to. I feel better when I dropped out. Yeah. Don't feel bad about it, and don't feel bad if you ever have the need to come back. There's a lot of people who've gone back into education, right? Late, in fact. I have an aunt who actually went back into studies in their 40s. So even if you drop out, don't feel ashamed to come back. Okay? And don't feel ashamed like if you come back and like see younger people. Don't feel ashamed at all, okay? There's a lot more people than you think. Funny enough, government is paying me to stay home. Lucky. I'm kind of jealous. I wish I was paid to stay home. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about pizza. So I had 2 boxes of pizza, 2 boxes of like 1 box of Parmesan bites and 1 box of Cinnabon bites. And the pizza, since there were two pizzas and one topping each, I put half and half. One with like chicken, one with sausage, one half with pineapple, and one half with mushrooms. We block at night. We're the rats. I'm the giant rat that makes all of the rules to see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. Well, tuition still hits like a truck, but still, yeah. Yeah, tuition sucks, but, you know, I think if you like, root yourself, like, duck your head, put your head down and go to work. I think y'all can manage it. I think everyone can manage it. There's always a way, and I believe in y'all. So, you know, if you drop out and you want to drop out and you're okay with being paid to stay home, then good on you. Who am I to tell you to not do it, right? So, I hope that you are staying mentally well, right? I hope your mental health is going well, and I hope that the government is paying you enough. Where was I? Oh yeah. So yeah, two pizzas. I got two pizzas. What each of them were one topping each, and I just did half and half on each side. So I ended up with two pizzas with 4 different toppings. And you know, I know that people hate on pineapple on pizza, but I kind of like it. I like it. If not for that, the government would have drop kicked me way before. I never had pineapple on pizza. I like it because I am the type of person who likes contrasting flavors. If you don't like contrasting flavors, you shouldn't get it. But I'm a big fan of contrasting flavors, so for me, salty and sweet, like savory, salty, and sweet together is a tasty combination for me. I mean, how bad can it be anyways? It's not bad. Unless you hate contrasting flavors. I like sweet and spicy. Yeah. Yeah, if you can handle sweet and savory or sweet and salty, then you'll like pineapple on pizza. Anyway, Hayashi Shin, how much do you remember on the Ace Attorney series? Because if you remember the first game, the first Phoenix Wright game, you'll remember this guy. The guy on our right. I'm really far behind. You know what I should do? I should go back into YouTube and make a playlist for each of the games, like in order. Because I know that a lot of the uploads that I do is actually kind of like improperly ordered. Usually the ones in the game series, since I play them once a week and I upload usually once a week, like I mass upload them onto YouTube once a week and then I release them a week later. They should theoretically be on this in order, hopefully. Anyway, let's go back into the game, because Frank Saw is I think I'm making him sweat a little bit too long. There's no trance quite like the trance one enters when one slathers an animal with thick black mud. I think the stress of prison might be getting to him. You know what? I think Frank's in the right here. Sometimes when you do something, you get into the zone, and then you look like you get into the zone, and then you lose track of time. All right, Rubber Glove updated. Of course, it's all thanks to the Warden that we have access to such wonderful distractions. I'm eternally grateful, I truly am. I don't know why, he's just seeming weird to me. Security gates, cell key, camera footage, wipe floor. Okay, I don't think there's anything else for me to show him. Okay, let's talk to you. Miss Regina, if you're the head of the animal taming department, you must be Mr. Saint's boss. That's right, my dad founded the Very Big Circus, but he passed away. He was murdered. Hi, I'm sorry to hear that. This is the fourth person who's lost their dad early in their life. I don't know why that strikes me as funny. Hello, Plastic. How are you? Moisten nicely. Thank you so much for the hydrate. I appreciate it. I'm sorry to hear that. I feel like whenever Kay makes that post, she's about to go into a sad monologue. Like the looking into the distance monologuing. But we have a new ringmaster now, and he's made the circus bigger and better than ever. It's the clown guy. The clown guy. He's the new ringmaster. I wish we saw him. He's such a nice man, and he was a good friend of my dad's too. Wow, that's great. Lucky you. I know, right? It was his idea to set up departments like animal taming, magic, and ventriloquy. That was the people in the second game. Animal taming for her. Magic is Max Galactica, whom he actually lost the Grand Prix to. He lost the Grand Prix to the Gramaris. Ventriloquy was that ventriloquist guy who fell in love with Regina. Only animal taming and ventriloquy have more than one person right now. Wait. Only one wait, ventriloquy has more than one person? Are you counting the guy? Are you counting the puppet as a second person? But the Very Big Circus is getting bigger and better day by day. Sounds like you guys are really going places. They're getting on well. I'll leave them to it. Can you tell me about the show? Oh, it's a wonderful thing. It even has a story. And not just any story, it's a love story. Isn't that dreamy? Is it about you and Bat? Sounds like a regular riot. So who's at the star of the show? Let me guess. You? No, silly. That would be Isaiah. Who's the partner then? And she falls in love with none other than Regent, the tiger. I don't think that works in any situation at all. It's a heart-rending saga of forbidden interspecies romance. Regina, are you a furry? Regina, are you okay? Are you a furry? Nothing wrong with being a furry, but this is kind of out there. Whoa, Nelly, I haven't heard of Odd Couples, but that takes the biscuit. And that's not all. There's a love triangle too. It's so romantic. Wait, is it the monkey this time? That sounds pretty incredible, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? So the elephant is the heroine? I suppose there's a first time for everything. And who's the third wheel? Oh, that would be the big old meanie who tries to tear our star-crossed lovers apart. My big old meanie. What animal do you think it is, Mr. Edgeworth? Given that it's a circus, perhaps a lion? Oh. I think a raven would be cool, like the Yatagarasu. Hehe, no? It's a sneaky monkey. Oh, it is the monkey. That's certainly lowered the stakes. You mean money, right? Wait. The role of the monkey is played by Simeon! Huh? Simeon, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. You've been ratatouille'd. You've been set up for... You've been framed. And now you're, And now... I think we need the FBI here. You know, if I were Simeon, you know what? I'd rather take the murder charges. I'm not gonna lie. Money's far too small to play against Isaiah and Regent, silly. Anyway, the evil villain tried to tear Isaiah and Regent apart. Yeah. Also, like, everything blew up. All of my Twitch stuff blew up because I haven't streamed in a while, so I need to like try to fix everything. All will become of the fated twosome. It's so exciting, isn't it? I'm so sorry for Simeon. Wow, sure is. So Mr. Saint was more than just a little helper he claims to be. You know what? You know what? I don't even blame him. If I were Simeon Saint, I wouldn't want to explain that part either. Poor Simeon, it'd be terrible if he couldn't perform with us anymore. No, I think it's a blessing. Can you tell me about how you set things up for the performance? Oh, that's not really my area. Simeon took care of all the lifting and carrying. He's such a sweetie. He offered to do everything by telling me to concentrate on the show. I did see him doing something near that well, though. A well. Well. I should examine it in more detail. You should have seen him moving those huge cages around all by himself. He's a total hero. So, something he would do. With being all the while. Yeah, he was going back and forth between the yard here and some sort of workshop with all the equipment. The prison gave us special permission to use it for storage. But he was the only one who went down there, so I don't know much more than that. The workshop must be the one where Knight's body was found. I guess this confirms that Mr. Saint was the only performer to have gone into workshop. You know what? Mr. Saint, I think you should just plead guilty. You have to help Mr. Simeon, Mr. Attorney, and we're all counting on you. And what exactly is, he may not look like it. There you are. Oh no. Regina Cupcake! I like the little fox on her, around her neck though. It's really cute. Oh, Warden Lagarde. I've been simply dying to sit with you down for a chat, you exquisite little thing. Okay, well, I'll leave you two to it while I check this well. So, well, what do we have here? Is that it? Okay, can you stop touching? Okay. We've already done... Can I... Wait, I thought we said that we had to look at the thing. The little arms of Fox. I know, right? That's actually the reason why I like it. It looks dead, and then when she goes for a hug, it goes for a hug too. It kind of, and look at that smile. Look at it. It's so cute. This place is my pride and joy, my home. Sure, it was a prison when I first arrived, and it was awful, an utter disgrace. I suppose you mean the prisoners were unruly? I most certainly do not. They are angels, every one of them, and they always have been. No, it was the ambience that was awful. I fretted, I brooded, and then it hit me. The animals. If anyone could brighten up the place, it was them. You know, it's actually a thing. I don't know if it's America specifically, but I know that there are some prisons that allow inmates to have pets, and that the pet right gets revoked if they're on bad behavior. So a lot of the inmates are on good behavior, and usually they're cats. But it's so cute. Like, I'm happy for the inmates who get pets to take care of. Because a lot of the inmates are like, they did a bad thing, but usually they do the bad thing in the heat of the moment, right? And they regret it. But that doesn't mean that they should be deprived of every good thing to happen to them. Isn't it just? And now look at my fabulous little family. Oh, my darling Frankie is the very picture of rehabilitation. Frank saw it, except when he's rifling through dead men's pockets. There's so many success stories among the family, but darling Frankie really is a marvel. He's thrown himself into his vocational training and is always the first to volunteer for everything. Oh, of course they do, my dear. Of course, they're all such triers, such doers. It's just that Frankie, let's just say he knows what's good for him. You know, when anyone says they know what's good for them, it's always a bad connotation. What exactly does she mean by that? Yeah, what do you mean by that? That's a very bad connotation. Anyway, he's a very good boy, so do try to be nice to him, won't you? Loud soaring music, great leaping animals. The very big circus truly has it all. And everybody who comes here gets to see it once a month. Really? In that case, let me see. She better not be thinking of something to confess to. This monthly show is always performed by the Very Big Circus. But of course, CT, I'm Regina's biggest fan. That girl's my little princess, my superstar. She's so wonderfully talented. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Oh, and she's so adorable, so sweet. I could just gobble her. Alright, you know she's like... I hope you realize she's like 17, ma'am. She's underage. I'm calling Chris Hansen. You're not lying when you say you're her biggest fan, huh? Which is why I'm worried about her. So worried. It's all because of poor Simeon, you see. If he's found guilty, why, darling Regina will be devastated. So you simply must make sure that doesn't happen, Mr. Lawyer. Please, I'm begging you. If there's anything I can do to help you clear up this awful misunderstanding, you let me know. Regina, darling, you put on the most splendid show for us, yet again. The stage, the stars, and you in particular, my princess, it was simply divine. She's 17! That's so nice of you. I hope everyone else who watched it enjoyed it too. About that, dear, I'm afraid I have something awful to confess. There were some absences, you see. She must mean Candace and saw it. We were 3 members short. Unbelievable, I know. How will you ever forgive me? You're saying 3 inmates didn't attend the show? That's right, sweetie. I counted the seats myself. 1, 2, 3 no-shows. And I always make sure there are enough seats for everybody. But Mr. Edgeworth, that's not right, is it? Indeed, as far as we were aware, Mr. Candace and Mr. Sawit were the only ones not present. This doesn't add up. Who was the 3rd missing prisoner and what were they doing? What do you mean? How do you do her voice? You sound like you inhaled helium. I just raised my pitch? Darling! Wait, that sounded more like Mario. Darling! You simply must. You simply must help us. Don't you mean Knight? Isn't Knight part of it? Oh, wait! Knight doesn't get the privilege because he was in the holding cell. Not the like he. Okay, no, I get it. Okay, so these are the holding cells. Knight was here, and Saw It was here. Maximum security. Frank was here. Oh, it's on my end. Oh, somehow interesting. Okay, I understand. So there's still one person missing. Oh, I was enjoying my chat with dear Regina so much, I almost forgot. I must feed the little one. Little one. The elephant? Yikes! Ah, that's an alligator. Alligator! You're looking as adorable always, Ali, my sweet. Aw, she's so pretty. What a cute name. Yes, Ali the alligator. Isn't she a darling? She is my favorite, aren't you? Yes, you are. I'm so jealous. Can I pet her? Of course, princess, of course. You know, some alligators are actually kind of friendly? Question mark? But that's like the occasional few, and that's also when they're not hungry. Maybe we should go back inside the prison and check the cells. You can find a clue there as to who our third missing prisoner might be. Maybe there was no third missing prisoner and she didn't see the... She didn't count. She just guessed. Sir, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Phew. I finally caught up with you. Is that Gumshoe? Yeah, it's Gumshoe. Detective, you're not needed elsewhere? No, the judge and the kid aren't here yet. Oh, and I got your message. So you searched the victim's cell. Did you manage to turn anything up? We struck gold, sir. Well, blood anyway. It was right there on the floor. Only in tiny specks though, but at least it's something. Yeah. It proves that the holding cell was the scene of the crime, right? Not quite. It proves a possibility, but it's not conclusive yet. I thought you'd say that, sir, which is why I ordered some follow-up work. I asked for forensics to analyze the blood and see if it matches the victims. They're on it as we speak. See, this is why we love Gumshoe. He's stupid, but he's good at his job where it matters. Nice work, Gummy. You thought of everything. Detective, I must say, I'm impressed. Did you hit your head or something? Gee, don't look so surprised, sir. I just hope things continue to go in our favor. White floor data updated. Alrighty, so that's proof that the murder happened in the detention center. And for our next trick, we'll find out how that dog got over there. He doesn't sell himself short. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, you leave that one to me. Until the kid and his chaperone get here, we've got the whole prison to ourselves. Which is why I brought my secret weapons along. Missile? Secret weapons? That's right, a few tools of the trade that have helped me bust more than a few cases wide open. Behold, the 7 secret weapons of Dick Gumshoe, Ace Detective Extraordinaire. I would love to have a detective. Wait, didn't the killer? Didn't the killer Luke at me? Call himself an ace detective as well. Yeah, he also called himself an ace detective. I don't know. We're actually 0 for 1 on ace detective, so I don't know if you want to call yourself that, bud. But then again, you are an actual detective, so maybe I would love an ace detective. Actually, did you know in Japan there's a what's it called? Abandonware. Where you play as Dick Gumshoe. But it's like more of a learning game, like elementary learning game. Elementary? Teen learning game. Starring Dick Gumshoe rather than an actual thank you so much for the water. I choked on the bestiality scene, so I was like, I need that. But yeah. There is a Dick Gumshoe game out there, but it's one abandonware and two not an actual Ace Attorney game, which is sad. You got it, sir. Let me run you through the list. Secret weapon number 1, my trusty old metal detector. If it's made of steel, silver, or scrap, this little guy right here will find it. So it's a metal detector. Good job. Secret weapon number 2, Missile. Everyone's favorite crime-fighting canine. You know what? Everyone does love Missile. He can track pretty much any scent you put in front of him, especially food. He sure is a lot cuter than Mr. Candace's dog. And now for secret weapon number 3. Where'd I put it? Aha! Wait. Am I one snapper short of a school, or is that a fishing rod? Don't tell me we're going fishing for clues. No, I mean, I just happen to have it with me, is all. I see. Well, onwards and upwards, detective. Wait, when did this game come out? Miles, Prosecutor's Gambit. This came out in 2011 in Japan. When did... Oh, wait, it doesn't matter because the English adaptation didn't come out until this year. So, I was about to say onwards and upwards. That makes me think of Doctor Who. when he says Allons-y, David Tennant. But yeah, sorry. Back to your previous statement, Veluxy. He doesn't sell himself short. Also, he's really tall, so he's like 6 foot, right? That's all she wrote, sir. Gummy, you're 4 secret weapons short of your so-called 7, and one of them was a fishing rod. Sorry, but that's all for today, okay? I'll show you the rest next time. I believe one of them was actually a scanner, right? That was used in the Matt On Guard case. Yeah, that was we used that to find bugs. I remember. Why do you think I call him secret? Guy can't just go sharing everything at once. That's crazy. In that case, then I suppose the 3 you've disdained to reveal to us will have to do for now. All right, which one do you want to try, sir? Missile. You got it, sir. Hey, Missile! Here, boy! Doggy! Aw, he really came! So what are we tracking? We're trying to find out how Mr. Candace's dog got to the holding cells in the first place. I suspect the same route was used to bring Knight's body back to the prison. So we give the pooch a sniff of the body, and he'll find that route for us. Does anyone else smell something sweet? All I smell is the odor of blood. It's faint, sir, but it's there. Almost like... cake? Maybe? Why would the body smell of cake? Okay, Missile, get a noseful! Doggy! Here we go! Follow that dog! That's the way to... He's headed for maximum security! Uh-oh, he's going in! Roll, Raggy! Wait, okay, so... okay, so... So, Gumshoe, since Gumshoe is Missile's partner, or Missile's handler, that must make him Shaggy, right? Daphne... The one with the gadgets is Kay, so Kay has to be Fred. The smart one is Velma. I mean, Edgeworth, so Edgeworth is Velma. So that naturally makes Eddie Fender Daphne, right? Is that how it goes? March 28, maximum security. The smart one is the one who never gets sent to court. Wait, that means it's Eddie Fender. I mean, technically that would be Technically, that would be Kay, because she's been arrested but never actually been to court. except as a like except when she was with her dad when he got killed, and that was when she was too young to actually be in court anyways. Like Gumshoe's been in court only as a detective, never as a witness. I mean, detective witness basically, but he's never been to as a prosecutor or as a defendant, as a defense attorney or as a defendant. Edgeworth, we actually have seen him in all three roles. We've seen him as a defendant, we've seen him as a prosecutor, we've seen him as a defense attorney, and then we have Eddie, who's only been a defense attorney. So technically, it would be Kay. Is he meeting with someone in the visitors room? Do you think Missile's onto something? Shh, looks like maybe he is. Oh my god, Missile's angry face is actually kind of creepy. Wait, hold on. I have the. Is there something here? Let's get snooping, Mr. Edgeworth. The chessboard with special dog piece. That's not a chess set. That's a whole chess table with legs. Looks like it might be worth something too. It's not inconceivable. Some of them are. I would never peg Mr. Canis a chess fan, though. Wait. Oh, whoops. I have autoplay on. How do I turn it off? It might be worth something, too, and it's not good. Though. What with the whole Eastern aesthetic he's got going, I thought he'd be more into Go. Go, huh? Can you play? I can play Go Fish! Not the same thing, Kay. Not even close. And you call yourself the Yatagarasu. Tea and rice crackers. Mr. Canis clearly doesn't lack for comfort. I can think of worse ways to spend my time in jail than drinking tea and playing chess. I thought this was maximum security, not maximum comfort. How come nobody else gets special treatment? People will get pegged in this game? Bruh. You know what's really funny? I was in another stream, and it was like an Otome dating game that she was playing. And she went for the biggest red flag possible only because he's hot, and I was like, I would go for the cute bunny boy. He looks peggable. And everyone was like, what the fuck? Don't judge me. But you know what? I feel like the bunny boy had less red flags than the other guy, okay? I have good taste. Perhaps you could take it up with the man himself. What game I gotta play? I Love You, Colonel Sanders. That's hilarious. I freaking I love that game as a meme. It's so funny. Yikes, no thanks. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, that chisel on the floor is a bit smaller than the others. No woodworker, perhaps it's an all-purpose one that can be used in a pinch, regardless of the job. All-purpose pocket chisel. Makes sense. Always nice when your tools are useful and easy to carry. Is that your opinion as a thief? Nope, it's my opinion as a great thief. I walked into that one. We examined the chess pieces. We examined this chisel. I thought it would be more interesting to look at because of the bell, but that's not the case. I guess the other chisels. And let's try the mallet first. Mr. Canis's chisels, every one a potential murder weapon. Heh, that reminds me of something. The furrows in your brow. When you frown, it looks like somebody took a chisel to your forehead. I have no idea what you mean. That's... Oh my goodness. If someone told me that, I would be so self-conscious about my brows. See, they're so deep. Don't tell me you don't see it, Mr. Wood Carving Face. Have you quite finished? What's the matter, boy? Wait, is this cake you were after? Wait, that's chocolate cake. That's bad for you, doggy. That's chocolate cake. Don't have it. You'll get yourself sick, or possibly die. Whoa, down, boy! Stop that! No, you can't have it. Dog can't eat chocolate. You know that. If you won't behave, I'll just have to eat it myself. Not bad. Wait, you ate someone else's cake? How rude! Not sure everyone agrees though. Gummy, I wanted some. Daring of you both to assume the food in a prison is safe to eat. Well, daring or dumb. So anyways, it looks like it really was cake Missile was tracking. Talk about a waste of time. I suppose we got our just desserts. You know, I wish it was spelled with double S. But the little guy's definitely capable, right? Sure he is. This was just a blip. You'll follow the right scent this time, I promise. See, boy. Go, Missile, go! See, they even rode like the Scooby-Doo gang. Oh, I think he's onto something. Look, this is totally Scooby-Doo running. Whatever it is, it's in here. Mr. Carcerado's cell. We need to take a look inside. Detective called the guard. Yes, sir. Also, look, it's the parrot from game 1. I wish, like, I tried to interact with it last stream being a month ago, Sag. I tried to interact with it last stream, but you couldn't, and I was so sad. I was like, no, I wanted to reminisce with the bird. Thank you, officer. A question before we begin. Is the prisoner, Mr. Carcerado, still in solitary? No, sir. He came back a little while ago. He was here for the noon roll call. Guess he must be on work duty someplace. I see. Now, if you would be so kind as to open his cell. Yes, sir! Okay. First off... Actually, there's a lot of things to unpack here. What is... how many minutes do you think this timer is for, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, Mr. Carcerado is a boxer, so... 3 minutes would be my assumption. Same as the length of a round in boxing. Bzz, thanks for playing, but the correct answer is kinda maybe about 2 minutes. Why? Because there's a crack in it, and a bit of the sand spilled out. Arr, why does it hurt so much when she's right? She really got your information and said, not you wrong. No way, he has a poster of himself, and right next to it is... looks like he never lost the habit of making weight for a fight. Once a boxer, always a boxer, I suppose. I see he also has quite the collection of supplements. Muscle protein, hustle protein, soul crushing protein. Muscle, hustle, and soul crushing. I think one of those things is not like the other. Yeah, that's a lot of protein. Surely nobody trains like this for nothing. Oh right, he has a baby polar bear to take care of. It says Teddy in extremely poor handwriting, so this tire belongs to the bear. I wouldn't have thought it, but Mr. Carcerado and his Ursine partner seem really close. Wow, this takes me back. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, did you have a swing like this as a kid? Not that I can recall, no. I don't think... What's his name? Shit, I forgot his name. Von Karma. I don't think Manfred Von Karma would have deigned to give Edgeworth a swing, let alone a tire swing. So, what did you do for fun when you were a kid? Study, chess, golf, flute practice. Did you have any friends? Why would you think to ask that? His punching bag has certainly seen some use. What breed were you again, Missile? Sure it wasn't a boxer? No way. No way indeed. Quickly, detective, move the sandbag aside. Yes, sir. Uh-oh. There's a hole. Could this be... Whoa there, wait, Missile! I'm going in too! Wait, stop! Sir, I'll go get her. Ooh, that's tight. Shouldn't have eaten that cake. He's gone! Well, I'm not going in. I'm not going in there. Guess we'll just have to wait. Hello, Kay? Are you alright? You're not gonna believe this, but we're in the detention center. The detention center? That hole! It's just a tunnel that leads right into Mr. Knight's cell. What? Don't go anywhere. I'm on my way. Where? Okay. Hey there, Mr. Edgeworth. Guess you could say we made a breakthrough. Quite. At least they came out unscathed, I think. Sir, the floorboards under the bed were torn up. Wait, why didn't we see that before? So that's how they did it. There's no doubt about it. How was this not noticeable? This must be the route we've been looking for. The door connecting the detention center and the prison locked bound down by heavy security doors, but with the help of this tunnel, it can be circumvented. It was a sweet scent that started this whole search. Could it be that the scent was in fact coming from Knight's body after all? Mr. Knight's body data updated in my organizer. And incidentally, Knight's body was covered in dirt that might have come from being dragged through this tunnel. Okay, what was it like down there? Well, it was pitch black, so I couldn't see a whole lot. Luckily, my camera has a flash, so I took some pictures. Let's see what you've captured. Look at that! Spoons, a fork. Guess these were for digging the tunnel. That aside, are those paw prints? From a dog? This is a vital piece of evidence. However, it begs something of a question. It does. Mr. Carcerado has certainly been making use of this tunnel, which means... Detective, we need to find out where Mr. Carcerado is immediately. If my suspicions are correct... nuts! The guards were alerted and they began searching for Mr. Carcerado right away, but after a thorough investigation of both the prison and the detention center, he was nowhere to be found. Wow! Well, have the police been notified? Yes, ma'am. What's my accent? Yes, ma'am. We just finished liaising with them a moment ago. They liaised all over the place. The first blemish on the prison's spotless reputation is always the ugliest. It won't happen again, ma'am. A rather different Warden Lagarde to the one we've seen so far. Mr. Edgeworth, I really can't thank you enough for finding that tunnel, darling. Sadly, it may have been a little too late. It seems he might have already left the building. I say that's unlikely, Warden. After all, there's a security gate at the exit to the detention center. You're not suggesting he simply walked through it. What's to say there was only one tunnel, sweetie? I suppose that's true. Well, whatever the case, this is no time to be standing around chit-chatting. Mr. Edgeworth, would you mind continuing with your investigation? It would be my pleasure. You three can get back to your posts. Yes, ma'am. Oof. Imagine being the one, imagine being in the blast radius of the nice person being very angry. The results of the blood test just came back from the lab. Let's see what they have to tell us about the blood found in Knight's cell. What does it say, Mr. Edgeworth? They identified the blood, and it's Knight's. Nice job, everybody. Teamwork makes the dream work, huh? Wow! I never thought... I know this game came out in 2011, and the translation came out in 2024, but I don't know. It surprises me that they're using, Sammy recent lingo. And security footage showing Knight being attacked by the dog in his cell. Case closed. We have all the evidence we need. Let's just see. I think it's mostly circumstantial evidence. I don't think we're done. Canis. Oh, darlings, are you sure? Do be careful around him, won't you? He's as well connected on the outside as he is in here. How else would the so-called fixer stay in business? The police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. Even I have had to lend them a hand myself, you know. So that's what that was all about. He's still not talking, man. Even with the evidence you borrowed from the precinct. No, and I've tried so many times I've lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't send in a blanket report. I guess a killer for hire is always going to be a tough nut to crack. Borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation, is that correct? Yes, sweetie. Everything related to Katniss is with me now. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled a secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me. But no matter what I say or how much evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word. A prison warden conducting interrogations herself. That's irregular, to say the least. Let your guard down and he'll devour you whole. Be careful, darlings. You have been warned. Woo-wee. And here I thought things couldn't get any spicier. Hey, he's back. Is he gonna be the one? Is he gonna be all like, "Were you the ones who ate my cake?" Judge Gavelle, I didn't expect to find you here. We have been conducting inquiries, which, given that we are in charge of the investigation, is hardly strange. What is strange is that you are still here, Mr. Edgeworth. I gave you a warning, did I not? I told you that your badge was at risk should our paths cross again, and yet, here you are. I'm sorry that you thought that I might be so easily discouraged, Your Honor, but I'm not about to let the truth slip from my grasp, no matter what you or the committee might say. I'm here to present a certain someone with evidence that you yourself should have uncovered. You have more business with me, I take it, Mr. Edgeworth? Is it time for mind chess? I do. I promised I would be back to prove that you were the killer, and here I am. This should be amusing. Very well, when you are ready.
Objection!
Not so fast. We have some truths of our own to share. First-rate deductions, in fact. Indeed, we are now more certain than ever that Simeon Satan was the murderer, and that only he could have moved Mr. Knight from his holding cell to the prison proper. We shall prove this to you beyond a shadow of a doubt. Well, you're a very shitty judge. If you guys don't know, it's at the very least in the United States, you can never say shadow of a doubt. You are not allowed to say shadow of a doubt because, you're beyond a shadow of a doubt, because if you are proven wrong, then it makes you a laughingstock. So you always say beyond reasonable doubt, because okay, so you know how Ace Attorney games are all outlandishly like comically bizarre? This wouldn't have happened in real life because this is crazy beyond all belief, right? Yeah, this kind of circumstance, if it happens, then it was within the quote-unquote shadow of a doubt. So to make legal proceeding work, you have to say, lawyers are supposed to say, beyond reasonable doubt, because looking at all the evidence here, unless something super far-fetched ever happened, under the most bizarre circumstances, it's within reasonable doubt that this person was the killer. That's why you have to say, it is beyond reasonable doubt, instead of without a shadow of a doubt. How do I know so much about this? I don't know. Are you quite determined to continue on this course, Mr. Edgeworth? Should you fail to rebut our deductions, there will be no going back. Your very career hangs in the balance. Well, you mean you'll take his badge if you don't like how this goes? That's intimidation! Oh! Not at all. If anything, I am showing him mercy. No, I think Gumshoe's right. This is intimidation. This is not Mr. Edgeworth's case. It never was. And I am under no obligation to hear him out. Well, but I'm not working as a prosecutor right now. I'm working as a defense attorney. So, you have no jurisdiction to actually throw me out if he is prepared to accept the potential ramifications of his actions. I will allow him one last chance. Well, are you truly willing to take the risk to put your beloved badge on the line? Mr. Edgeworth! Sir! I accept your terms. I'm confident of my reasoning. And what's more, I'm representing the firm of Edgeworth & Co. And I do not intend to besmirch its name. Because it's his dad's legacy. My duty will be done, and I will not be intimidated. Yeah, see? It is intimidation. Even Edgeworth says it's intimidation. Let us see whether you are brave or simply reckless. By the power vested in me by the almighty goddess of justice, let this judgment commence. Eustace, if you will allow me. Sheesh! Fine by me. He's all yours, Gavel. How Knight wound up in the prison proper. You are aware of the incident involving Mr. Knight and the day before yesterday. He assaulted an innocent guard and stole his keys. Are we sure about that? Later in the middle of the moving a large animal cage, Mr. Saint stopped by Mr. Knight's cell for a little visit. That's when Mr. Knight stole out of his cell using the keys he'd stolen. He slipped into the cage and there he hid as he was wheeled to one of the prison workshops. Yeah. Yesterday, after you so kindly made us aware of the security camera footage, we decided to take a look at our cells. Perhaps you would like to see what we found. Still from the footage we received, Mr. State speaking with Mr. Knight at his cell. Okay. You will also note that he has positioned the cage in such a way to obscure the camera's view. Is this blind spot that Knight exploited in order to enter the cage undetected? A sound deduction based on what can be observed, wouldn't you say? Blind spot, which means that the camera wouldn't have been able to capture the moment Knight entered the cage, if he did at all. So it's still possible that he didn't actually leave his cell at this point. I don't get it. Why would Mr. Knight want to hide in the cage? There's really one possibility. He intended to escape. A prison break, that's so cool. Mr. Carcerado and Mr. Knight, everybody's doing it. I have to step on my game. Okay, now is really not the time. Mr. Carcerado's escape is no laughing matter. It is my belief that Mr. Saint helped Mr. Knight with his escape attempt. That is to say, he was his accomplice. I understand that the cage was briefly taken to one of the workshops. I imagine that had things gone to plan, Mr. Knight would have remained in the cage until after the show and then removed from the premises along with the rest of the circus's equipment. Unfortunately for Mr. Knight, Mr. Saint had other ideas. He killed his friend in cold blood. It is reasonable. I think he actually would have broken him out. And I think, I think he was actually trying to break him out, but he got killed instead. But not by Simeon. Innocent guard stole his keys. How do we know that? Did you find that? I can think of no other reason for him to carry out such a brutal attack. Once the guard he assaulted regains consciousness, I am sure he will confirm our suspicions. Press further. Sorry, but I believe there is a flaw in your reasoning. I had the keys. There's nothing to stop him from leaving whenever he wanted. Why wait for Mr. Saint? There's no need, surely. There's the option he deemed more likely to succeed. He stole the keys and hid them somewhere, then waited for an opportune moment to present itself. I'm afraid you might have made an uncharacteristic oversight. Knight wasn't hiding any keys. That has been proven already. Can I look at this? I can't look at this. 3 times a day. Chessboard. It's gotta be the keys itself, right? Since you know about the incident, I assume you must already know this, but after the assault, the guard searched both Knight and his cell, and no keys were found. And if the whereabouts of the keys cannot be proven, then neither can your theory. I have considered the matter of the missing keys, and I do not think it's such an issue. I still believe he had them. After all, the guards only stated that they were unable to locate them. And this is because they were cleverly hidden inside the pocket chest set, in which the murder weapon was also allegedly hidden. Was it? I can't help but wonder about that. But you're the one who proposed it, yeah. Actually, if you recall, that was Eustace's assertion. So the two of them aren't of one mind on this, I take it. Allow me to restate the facts. Mr. Knight hid the keys he stole from the guard inside the chest set. When Mr. Saint came to see him, Mr. Knight used the keys to open his cell and climbed inside the cage. He was then moved from this holding cell to that workshop in the prison proper, all with the help of his friend accomplice. Had things gone according to plan, he would have been taken out of the facility after the show. But they did not. Instead, his accomplice murdered him while the show was taking place in the yard. Mr. Saint was part of the performance. How would he even have time to commit the murder? Can't say overruled. Allow me to explain. As you know, many stage performers will follow a set narrative. Yesterday's show was one such example. The suspect played the role of an antagonist opposite the elephantine hero of the show. The latter part of the performance, the heroine's love prevails, and the villain is defeated. This victory is depicted in a very unique manner. Oh my goodness. Whereby the villain is sent flying from the stage by the heroine. Poor Simeon! Isn't that dangerous? Having been ejected from the stage in this matter, the villain no longer appears in that performance. In other words, the suspect did not appear on stage for a period of approximately 15 minutes. And you're saying the crime took place during that time? Yes, I'm afraid so. After all, it's more than a sufficient window, wouldn't you say? Committing the crime and returning to the stage in that short 15-minute window is only possible assuming that the murder took place in the prison proper. But in fact, Your Honor, the real scene of the crime was Knight's cell. I seem to remember telling you that I would not accept that part of the security footage into evidence. And you won't have to. I have proof of a different kind. Very well. Would you be so good as to present it? What proof do you have that the murder took place in the victim's holding cell?
Take that.
This appears to be a photograph of a floor. Almighty Goddess of Justice, grant me patience. That floor you're so dismissive of, Your Honor, it has traces of Knight's blood on it. Traces, you say? Is this evidence reliable? After all, I don't believe you have access to the necessary forensics operatives. Ha! Heh, I have my resources. A certain blunt instrument, you might say, but a reliable one. The detective, how very unfortunate for him. Perhaps before you decided to circumvent the law, you might have considered that the committee's influence extends to the police. Oh no, now Gummy's badge is on the line too. Forgive me, detective, I didn't mean to put you at risk as well. I will enter the fact that Mr. Knight's blood was found in the holding cell into evidence. However... Bad luck, idiots! You're really on the edge now, Mr. Worthless. Mr. Winner, I'd forgotten you were there. It was nice while it lasted. I just butted in to tell you that your entire argument is one big inconsistency. You showed us camera footage of a dog killing Mr. Knight in his cell. Are you saying the mutt also wiped the blood up before it left the scene? Uh-oh. What other tricks can it do, huh? A blood-wiping dog. You're a joke. You'd have wiped that blood up, wouldn't you, boy? Yes, Helmut. Yes, you would. What? That was one of the tricks I taught him before our work together was so rudely cut short. He's a very tidy boy, you know. Never misses a drop. It wouldn't do to leave any evidence after all. He admitted it himself! Saved by an assassin of all people. Jeez Louise! You could have just taught the little guy to shake hands! Oh, he does that marvelously too. Although the way I taught him to do it is somewhat unorthodox. First, he bites down hard on the victim's hand. Then... La la la! I am not listening! I see. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. It seems you may have gathered some evidence worth considering. Your understanding is much appreciated. Wait, I'm not done yet! I just thought of something else! Overruled. Gavel really took our side on this. Whoo boy. Somebody's taking no prisoners. Eustace, would you be so kind as to allow me? All yours, Gavel. Well, do you accept the truth now? The crime took place in Knight's holding cell, and the assassin dog was the killer. My position is the same as it was yesterday, until you can explain how the dog moved between the prison and the detention center. Sorry, I need to use the OBS to read because Eunbi is actually right in front of the text. Thank you. She moved away. I cannot accept your theory into evidence. I thought you might say that, which is why I'd like to show you something else. This piece of evidence shows how the dog could freely travel between the prison and detention center.
Take that.
This is... It's a secret passageway. It runs beneath the prison. What? What? A secret passageway? It was dug by one Mr. Rocco Carcerado, escapee. It leads from his prison cell to a certain holding cell in the detention center. Yes, the very one where the victim was being held. Well, this is certainly a surprise, to think that it was beneath our feet this entire time. Yeah, not so happy about telling us that he can clean bloodstains now are you? Mr. Canis, you knew of this tunnel, didn't you? Because it's the same tunnel that was used to carry out the murder. In the name of Goddess Justice, the Goddess of Justice, overruled, Mr. Edgeworth. You are out of line. Actually, so you're... Evidence is everything, whether in a court of law or the scene of an investigation. Isn't that your little catchphrase? Well, it just so happens that I have some evidence of my own. Bronco Knight's autopsy report. His autopsy report? When did we get that? How did you not know you had it? The police handed it to me only a short while ago. The findings are still preliminary, but it has something of value to tell us nonetheless. The Goddess of Justice speaks to us through these pages, Mr. Edgeworth. Cause of death, stab wound to the throat. And the weapon is said to be a sharp blade of some sort. It seems the victim was stabbed repeatedly in the same spot, resulting in an ugly wound. As such, the police have yet to identify the exact shape of the weapon, but its overall nature seems to be beyond question. It's a bladed metal instrument. In light of this evidence, do you truly wish to continue with your flight of fancy? Or will you now claim that that dog used the knife instead? The dog used the knife instead! That's impossible! Bacana! That will be all. This court is adjourned. But the tunnel, the paw prints! What of them? Helmet is something of a wanderer. Perhaps he just happened to cross this tunnel one day. Although I couldn't say for certain, I myself cannot wander quite so freely. That would be quite a coincidence, but I can't prove this not the case either. Jared knows how to keep it a secret, huh? Kinda wish she kicked us in the teeth a little earlier with that. She was baiting me, waiting for the perfect moment to crush me with that autopsy report. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. You're a lead attorney for the defense, correct, Mr. Defender? It's the interim autopsy report in question. I do apologize for the delay. Yeah, no sweat. Thanks for hooking us up. Yep, this all checks out. Yep. Mr. Fender, a handshake is not necessary when receiving official court documents, you know. So please feel free to let go of my hand. It's not a holy relic after all. Just trying to be friendly, Your Honor. Had you lingered a moment longer, the Goddess of Justice would have spoken to you through my gavel. Alright, I got it! Okay, gotta go make dinner. I'd love to see you again soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with Luxie. I hope you have a great, great dinner. And I appreciate you stopping by as well. It's been a while since the last stream, and I appreciate you. I did only as you instructed, Eustace, but thank you. This report came from the police. I have no choice but to accept its legitimacy. But if the dog didn't kill Knight, then that takes Canis out of the running. Goddess of Justice speaks to me, Mr. Edgeworth, and she is merciful. She tells me that you might keep your badge if you will finally abandon this fruitless quest. What's our move, sir? I think she really means it this time. What do you think, detective? My answer remains the same, Judge Gavel. I will see my duty done, and I will not be intimidated. Even with how things stand, you still refuse to concede. This may very well be your last chance. Your badge hangs by a thread. Then let it fall if it must. I have something far more important to protect as an associate attorney. My client. The Goddess of Justice is no doubt saddened by your refusal to accept another offer of mercy. Attaboy, Miles. That's what I like to see. Looks like the defense never rests is really starting to mean something to you. Credit to your old man, though. He's the one who said it first. My father? In fact, I could swear I saw Gregory's spirit in you for a second there. He said that you've changed since your days in Grand Karma's shadow. I didn't believe you at first, but I'm starting to. Thank you, Fender. Alright, kids. This is where the rubber really hits the road. Put your thinking caps on. It's make or break time. If it's true that Knight was off with a bladed weapon, does our whole case really fall apart? Bladed weapon? Of course. There were 5 chisels in Candace's cell when we last looked. A former assassin certainly wouldn't struggle to commit murder with a tool like that. In which case, the weapon that killed Knight was... Have you quite finished? It would be in your best interest to concede. Evidence is everything. It may very well be my little catchphrase, but it's also true. So the murder weapon was a sharp blade. Then where is it? The guards didn't find it. Why can't you let this go? So what if they didn't find it? Oh, what are you driving at? What if I were to tell you that I now know what the real murder weapon was? And it was right under our noses the whole time. Indeed, it was one of Mr. Canis' chisels. What? I would advise you to stop bombarding us with your irresponsible half-baked theories, Mr. Edgeworth. You have repeatedly insisted that Mr. Knight was killed in his cell by a dog. I simply go where the evidence takes me, both in the courtroom and at the scene of the crime. If the murder weapon was in fact a chisel, then yes, the murderer could not have been the dog. But that begs the question of what exactly it was we saw in the security footage. Oh yeah, the security footage! How do you explain that, Mr. Smarty Pants? An excellent question. The footage shows the dog jumping on somebody. Mr. Canis' dog jumping up at Knight. The dog attacked Knight, but he didn't kill the man. He didn't? No, Knight was merely knocked out. The dog didn't drag a corpse through the tunnel. He dragged an alive, but unconscious Knight. The real killer was the dog's master. Oh, I get it. By bringing Knight here, Mr. Canis could finish the job. And he could definitely use one of his chisels to do it. Correct. You, Bodhidharma Canis, you're the only one who could have done it.
Objection!
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, you ever get this on your report card? Refuses to listen, must learn to respect others. Are you asking me or confessing to what's on yours? You already searched Mr. Canis' cell from top to bottom, right, Gavel? Yes. We even inspected his chisels, all 4 of them. There wasn't a single speck of blood. Hold it! Why, thank you, Your Honor. You just confirmed my theory. I have? What exactly do you mean? The last time we were here, there were 5 chisels, not 4. Oh yeah, I remember counting them. Definitely 5. And the one that's missing is the small one. The one we thought might be a pocket chisel. Mr. Canis, where did you hide that chisel? A pocket chisel? And what use might I have for such a thing, hmm? I am rarely allowed to leave my cell. In which case, he shouldn't have had the chance to dispose of the weapon. Heh, you dug your own grave, Mr. Canis. You seem to have an idea where this missing chisel might be, Mr. Edgeworth. Would you enlighten us? A man who can't leave his cell on his own volition, Canis could only have hidden the chisel here.
Take that!
He's still a prisoner, despite the comfort he enjoys. He's rarely allowed out of his cell. He could have given the chisel to his dog to leave somewhere, but that would have been far from ideal. He would have no way of guaranteeing where it might end up. Intriguing. No, do go on, Mr. Edgeworth. Furthermore, this room is the one place where a bladed instrument wouldn't raise an eyebrow. 4 chisels, 5 chisels, who's counting? A fact he took full advantage of. Ah, the old keep the incriminating evidence close routine. Classic.
Objection!
But I looked! I searched the whole cell myself! And there's just nowhere he could have hidden it! I'm certain that the murder weapon is here. And the reason why no one has found it yet is because it was hidden in such an ingenious manner. Do enlighten us, Mr. Edgeworth. What was my ingenious plan? Think, Miles, there must be a hiding spot he can make use of. Think about when you came here previously. What are you missing? The dog's bell! He's not showing us out permanently, right? The dog! He hasn't made a sound today! When we were here before, he barked and growled repeatedly. Candace even encouraged him to do so. I knew something was off. I can hardly believe it, but I think I know where he hid the murder weapon. I expected more of you, Mr. Edgeworth. As well as you should, if you would give me a moment. For this piece of evidence shows where you hid the murder weapon.
Take that.
Your dog. He seems unusually quiet today. Oh yeah, unlike last time when... Mr. Candace, if you would be so kind as to open Helmut's mouth. Oh, come on now. He hasn't barked because he's a well-behaved boy. I had to order him to last time. Then order him again this instant. Not like we're asking for the world, Mr. Candace. Or do you have something to hide? If you insist. Come on, Helmut. Open up. And there we have it. A chisel that small was easy enough for a dog that's... Whoa, what? What? A chisel in the dog? Why is there a chisel in the dog? I thought he'd be strangely quiet. I guess his brain finally is caught up. Yusuf, why don't you be a good boy and call forensics? Tell them it's urgent. Ah! Okay. Our findings are as follows. Traces of blood were detected on the chisel. Uh-oh. What? Not much of a half-baked theory after all, was it? Alright, so we're on the same page here. This is our murder weapon, yeah? The forensics evidence cannot be ignored. We have no choice but to concede that this is most likely the case. Mr. Canis, in light of the discovery of the murder weapon, the court demands that you explain yourself. We found the route your dog took to the holding cells, and now we have the chisel. How do you propose to talk your way out of this one? You never fail to entertain, Mr. Edgeworth. Why does he always laugh like that, even when it's not funny? Poor Helmut. How could they suspect us? You leave me little choice. I shall simply have to share with you the truth. I did not kill anyone. I have grown tired of killing. Something's not right. Why is he so calm? Very well, the court will hear Mr. Canis' testimony. If you would be so kind. Gladly. Perhaps you might begin by explaining what you believe my motive to have been. I never knew this knight. I had no contact with him. No connection whatsoever. Given that this is the case, why would I possibly wish him dead? Could it be you are suggesting that it was my canine companion who had the motive instead? Helmut only bears his fame when I tell him to. Well, actually, I know that I'm not so bloodthirsty that I would kill a man I did not know. I mean, when he puts it that way... an assassin who only kills his acquaintances. Not the soundest business model, I agree. My work required me to deal with strangers, of course, but murder for its own sake, that's not my style. I need to prove a link between Knight and Canis. I already know what it is. It's a chessboard. I never knew this knight. I had no contact with him, no connection whatsoever. That is untrue. Holy cow, hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? How have you been? Well, how's your month been? You're getting sloppy, Mr. Canis. You may have trained your dog to clean up your mess, but some things still require human touch. We found this in the victim's room. It's the record of a game of correspondence chess. What's more, the game depicted matches the game laid out on your board. And good, how's you? I'm doing great. I've completed my semester. I passed. I'm feeling much better. A little bit tired because, you know, my final exam was yesterday. But I'm feeling overall good because I passed. I'm happy to be streaming again, too. It feels great. The number of possible games have been calculated to be 10 to the power of 120, and that's on the low end. Wait, so that's 10 times 10, 120 times over, right? 100, 1,000. I give up. I mean, what do you even call a number that big? A vanishingly unlikely coincidence, that's what. Now, tell us why you killed Knight. Unless, that is, you would prefer to explain the coincidence. Heh. Well, they do say that truth is stranger than fiction. It is, as you say, a coincidence. But that's totally impossible. We just proved that. A coincidence of a different kind, child. I never imagined my correspondent was the victim, you see. And yet here we are. Helmut is as surprised as I am, aren't you, Helmut? Yes, yes. I suppose there's nothing for it to be finally tell the truth, boy. The other prisoners had all gone to the yard, you see. There was a show of some sort, I believe. Here I was minding my own business when in comes Helmut dragging a corpse of all things. I had quite the shock, not least because the murder weapon was still in the poor fellow's neck. Of course, I was none too keen on becoming a suspect, so I had Helmut take the body to the workshop. Once there, he removed the murder weapon and brought it back to me just as I asked. The dog pulled out the murder weapon in the workshop. Indeed he did. Removing it here would have made an awful mess, after all. You know something? That makes total sense. Remember what Mr. Saw said, Mr. Edgeworth? That huge black dog had sunk his terrible teeth into the victim's throat. It was hellish. Utterly hellish. That beast. That awful beast. He killed him. I see. So what Mr. Saw actually saw was Helmut removing the murder weapon then. Precisely. I can't say I was a little disappointed that he was spotted, of course. Silly boy. It's not like you to slip up like that, is it, now? And there you have it. That is about all there is to tell. I did not kill the man. At most, I am responsible for the removal of the weapon. Now, will that be all? Poor Helmut is growing restless.
Objection!
Sorry, but if you could entertain us for just a little longer, Mr. Canis. No offense, Palio, but I don't think you've quite told us everything. I'm sure we'd all like to know why you thought you needed to pull the chisel out in the first place. I said that he would move that body to avoid suspicion, but Canis had no reason at all to recover the murder weapon. So the mute one isn't as dumb as I thought. Please answer the question, Mr. Canis. It was because of the bell. The one attached to the chisel, and the one around Helmut's neck. Have a very distinctive design, if you will. Of course, they were something of a trademark of yours, weren't they not? I don't get it. How does that even work? Bodhidharma Canis, the blind butcher. His appearance was always announced by the sound of bells. The last sound his victims would ever hear. Then how does anyone know about it? You flatter me. Though it's been some years since you last saw one of them, you remember them well. Your knife and its attached bell were one of the pieces of evidence seized in our case against you. Yes, it was but one of my bells. One of only two in existence. Just two? Two and only two. One for my knife and one for my beloved helmet. Exquisitely crafted. Utterly unique. My ears are my guide, after all, and I must be able to use my tools precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long since been taken from me. When Helmut brought the body to my cell, I was rather surprised to hear a familiar sound. At first, I was sure that my knife had been used to do the deed. But no, a chisel, an ordinary chisel. Certainly no assassin's blade. Nonetheless, the bell would have— Wait, so the warden did it! Because she has all the evidence of the case, of him! The bell would have suggested my involvement. Compounding the matter is the fact that I am the only person in this prison permitted to use such tools. It was clear that I would become the prime suspect. And so the chisel had to be removed and hidden.
Hold it!
He still claimed that all you did was have the dog move the body, that you had nothing to do with the killing. How could I? I told you, the chisel is not mine. You need not take my word, Mr. Edgeworth. Why not have it checked for fingerprints? Eustace... But I don't know how to check for prints. Get forensics, dumb... Oh, right. Sure thing. He's so fucking dumb. We got him! Fingerprints! They're Mr. Knight's! And Mr. Canis? No, just Mr. Knight's. Oh, and forensics said there's no sign of any prints having been wiped off. Only Knight's fingerprints. This isn't good. Should I get them checked again? Now do you see? I have never so much as touched that chisel. Helmut carried it in his mouth, that is all. Therefore, any prints must belong to whoever had it last. Then you're saying that he stabbed himself? So the murder weapon belonged to the victim? Ooh, that's not helpful. As I said, I have not touched the chisel. Therefore, I cannot be the killer. Or do you wish to suggest otherwise? What could this mean? Is he not the killer after all? Is he actually telling you the truth? No, it can't be. I'm sure this goes without saying, Mr. Edgeworth, but if you do not find a solution to your current predicament, and quickly, I will have little choice but to relieve you of your badge. What about you? Even my patience has a limit, and I will not tolerate you throwing this investigation into chaos. We're the ones who's finding proper clues. You wouldn't have known this without me, and you would have gotten Simeon Saint in prison. Hello? She's serious. But the fingerprints turn everything on its head. Without more evidence, I'm back to square one. Something doesn't add up. A few things, actually. What would Mr. Knight have needed a chisel for? You can do a lot with a chisel, child. Break out of prison for one. Alright, then how did he get it in here? There's no way the guards would let him bring a super sharp tool in with him. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? That's what the chest... Hey, Earth to Mr. Edgeworth. You can't stand there hemming and hawing just because of a little setback. The important thing is finding the truth, you know? It doesn't matter how we get there, as long as we save Simeon in the end. We can't give up now, or ever. No, I don't know. If he was guilty, then he's guilty, you know? You want me around with that, Kay? I'm happy to offer you a job for real. Like I said, the defense never rests. Or rather, like your pop said. What do you think lies at the heart of those words, Miles? Any guesses? The heart of those words? It's like this. As defense attorneys, our client's fate rests on our shoulders. Hold on, give me... Okay, next ad break. I'm gonna go get some water. We're the only ones they can turn to. Simeon's our client, and we're the only ones who can save him. So we can't rest, not while he's counting on us. I'm not about to turn my back on your old man's legacy. Are you? I'm an associate with the defense now. No, I'm an associate with my father's firm. That's the role I have chosen. And that means that if I fail to save my client, I have failed in my duties. I will honor my father's vision and save Simeon Saint. No matter what setbacks I face, I cannot admit defeat. If one path is blocked, I must simply find another. There we go. That's the Miles Edgeworth I know. Now let's find that new path forward. No, I think... Okay, so now my new suspect is Lagarde. Especially since she's also wearing gloves. And she has the evidence. You can start by trying to figure out how Mr. Knight brought that chisel into the prison. How would Knight have managed to bring a chisel in here? Well, this... Usually, it wouldn't be possible to bring a metal object into this facility undetected. Because of the security gates, right? Correct. But we already know that checks at one of the gates haven't been entirely thorough of late, namely the gate at the entrance to the detention center. Bringing the facility are only subject to a cursory check. Chest set wasn't put through the metal detector. It should have been. At last, it seems the guards have grown a little lax in that regard. Late. Knight took advantage of this little oversight and had Mr. Saint bring him the chisel, hidden inside his pocket chest set. It suggests that the chisel was indeed Mr. Knight's and not Mr. Canis's. However, we still have one rather pressing problem to address. That of the security footage in which Knight is attacked by a dog. How does one explain it if Mr. Canis was not the culprit? But then how do you explain his prints not being on the murder weapon? This one's a real three-piper. Court 2 finds itself wanting for a satisfactory explanation. Wait, sir, I think it might be time to show you another one of my secret weapons. Introducing secret weapon number 4, Lil V. What sort of name is that, detective? I came up with it myself, sir. Anyway, you can use it to analyze the video footage. An excellent idea. Perhaps then you might finally see that I am telling the truth. Who knows if there's anything to be found, but it has to be worth a try. Alright, want me to... seeing as No, don't. No, I'm sure it won't be that complicated. Whatever you say, sir. Now let's fire Lil V up. Remember, just examine anything that catches your eye and you'll do fine. Wait. What kind of age are we in 2019 that we don't have a video playback system? I suppose we're... I mean, technically it's 2011 when they made this game, but come on! Footage be some other than Knight, and if so, could whatever is attacking them be something else too? I should keep both questions in mind while reviewing the footage. Never know what you're gonna see once you start looking at things up close. Check every detail, sir. You'll find something, I'm sure. What in this footage seems odd? Here. I see a police... I must be seeing things. I should have taken another look. What? And nothing seems off first glance. Zooming in might help. The devil's in the details. What? What do you mean? That's totally a prisoner guard's hat. Reflect mirror here too. Is that a hat? Say, doesn't that look like the hats the guards wear, sir? Ah, geez, is that what I think it is? Have there been any reports of one of the animals attacking a guard recently? Not that I've heard of. So this may not be a guard at all, but somebody dressed as one. Perhaps this might shed a little light on the matter of the hat.
Take that!
So, no guards have reported being attacked by an animal as far as we know, but we did hear about a guard's spare uniform being stolen. Could the person in the security footage perhaps be someone disguised as a guard? Someone attempting to escape without being noticed? A guard disguise? I guess it might work. Wait, weren't we just talking about someone? You are indeed someone who seems to have successfully made his escape. If the person in the footage isn't Knight, then the creature may not be a dog either. You're right, sir. Let's zoom in and check. That's not a dog, that's a bear. I suspect we may have made a critical error of judgment. What we're looking at here is no dog! This animal is a bear! That's not a dog, that's a bear! What? So the paw prints from the photo I took were not canine, but ursine. A bear? So could that mean... Yes, I think it could. After all, who else do we know with such a pet? We had assumed that it was Knight in the security footage. Well, it was his cell. It's hardly a crazy theory, perhaps, but now that we know about the hole under the bed, it is no longer only the only possibility. Whoever had access to the tunnel could very well be the one caught on camera. And who was that, Mr. Edgeworth? Would you care to tell the court who you believe this person to be?
Take that!
I believe I know who our guard in disguise is. It's none other than Rocco Carcerado, the prisoner who recently escaped from this facility. I'm confident it's him because he was assigned a polar bear cub as his companion. But the bear in that video is all black, indeed, and we have evidence that explains why. The evidence that explains the polar bear's dark fur is...
Take that!
Recall, if you will, Mr. Frank saw its testimony. That's the rubber glove I dropped. I can't English. That's a rubber glove I dropped. Of course, that's mud from one of the pet's treatments I've been practicing. I was giving one of the animals a mud pack right when the incident happened. I see. Around what time would this have been? Let's see. The show had already started, so around 9 AM perhaps? The thing is, more mud I applied, the more in the zone I got, and the darker the animal's fur became. There's no trance quite like the trance one enters when one slathers an animal with thick black mud. While the circus performance was underway, he was giving one of the animals a mud pack treatment. The animal could have been, indeed, our polar bear. Your latest assertion simply introduced yet another contradiction to footage from the security camera. I fully understand, Your Honor, and your doubts are entirely justified. Mr. Sawit mentioned applying the mud pack while the circus performance was underway, and this does indeed introduce a new contradiction concerning the security footage. It does? Yes, let's put it this way. When would you expect the footage to have been recorded, Kay? If it was taken right after he applied the mud pack treatment, it should have been around 9 AM, in which case something isn't right about the footage. Really? And what's that?
Take that!
Mr. Sawit said he administered treatment at around 9 AM. In which case, security footage should also show a time around 9. However, the timestamp says 6:42 AM. On the day of the murder, the prisoners all went out to the yard to watch the circus. All except 3, Mr. Canis, who remained in his cell in maximum security, Mr. Sawit, who was administering a mud pack treatment in the workshop, and Rocco Carcerado, who had been waiting that precise moment to put his escape plan into action. Recall, I believe he entrusted the bear to Mr. Sawit before entering the tunnel. and the bear then slipped out of Mr. Solid's grasp to run after its human. Mr. Solid would have then left the workshop to pursue the bear, at which point he saw Mr. Canis' dog retrieving the murder weapon from Mr. Knight's body. It all fits perfectly except for the security footage, which should have been recorded around 9 AM. However, the timestamp is 3 hours off. But why would the timestamp be wrong? Detective, I would like you to have the security camera examined right away, please. I'm back, sir. I just talked to the guards and... Seems like the time codes can slip on these cameras if they lose power. What? They're pretty old, sir. Guess the clock stops when the power's off. Which would mean the power was off for approximately 3 hours at some point? That's not all, sir. You remember how Knight denied stealing the keys? No one believed him considering, well, you know, he seemed kind of like the only suspect. Turns out, that wasn't all he said. He also said he was knocked out cold, just like the other guy. Knocked out cold? Just like the other guy? Which may not necessarily have been a lie. Darling, there you are. How goes the investigation? Is there anything I can do to help things along? Actually, there might be something we can do for you, Warden Lagarde. The escapee, Mr. Carcerado. I believe he may still be on the premises. He is disguised as a guard. Here's the proof should you need it. We're reasonably certain that the person captured on this tape is our man. And if I am correct, he might even be right here in this room with us now. Hey, Mr. Carcerado would have been wearing a bracelet, right? Yes, a bracelet that could easily be hung under the sleeves of this stolen uniform. Furthermore, the doors out of the prison proper don't have those sensors that detect the bracelets installed. So if he avoided doors with sensors, he could simply wait for an opportunity to finally make his escape. Well, yes, I suppose he could. He'd just have to avoid the workshops and the cells and... Oh my, he's one of you, isn't he? He's here right now! Look, it's Teddy! Hey, paws off! Get your mitts off of me, you big palooka! Thank you, Teddy. Very kind of you to confirm our suspicions. Dang it, kid. If it wasn't for you, Ida. What's with that what's with those emotes? What a thing it is to be loved, huh, Mr. Carcerado? I'm almost envious. Guards, apprehend this man! A moment, if you will. I have some questions for our would-be escapee. If we are to learn the truth, I will need to speak with him. With your permission, of course. I can hardly say no, can I? Well, come on then, hit me with your best shot. Mr. Carcerado's escape route led directly into Knight's cell, so it's highly possible he has something to offer. Tell me what you were doing on the day Mr. Knight's body was discovered. So it's you guys, huh? You're the ones who found my secret getaway tunnel. You know how long it took me to dig that frickin' thing? I had me a guard's uniform, a hole dug, and a plan in place. So I went for it on the day you found the guy. But then this little guy just had to come right after me. The sack of fur was covered in mud too. Had to go back to our cell. I would have gotten away with it if somebody hadn't offered off Night and brought you bums down here. You claim to have dug the tunnel just now. How exactly did you do it? How? Used everything I could get my hands on, see? Hammer, spoons, you name it. Spent every dime I had on this cockamamie fixer. And what do I gotta show for it now, huh? Do not be disheartened, friend. Tomorrow is another day. There's an outside chance Mr. Carcerado and Knight met face to face just before Knight's death. I should see what other details I can extract from him. Okay, I actually don't know what to present here. Obviously, I don't need to press on this. Guards, uniform, a hole dug, and plan in place, so I went for it on the day you found the guy. What about the keys? I'm gonna press on this. Ugh. The uniform, was that from the fixer too? Sure was. Heard he had something on one of the guards. Had the guy swipe it from a pal's locker. Were you wearing it when you were crawling through the tunnel? Nope, would've got dirt on it. Had to hold on to it till I got to the holding cell. But once I was out of there and all dressed up, opening the cell door should have been a piece of cake. Here we go, I think. Freedom beckons. And then the furball here jumps up at me. Which will be the moment captured on the camera. I see. I'd be grateful if you could add that to your testimony. Out of that tunnel all dressed up, opening the cell door should have been a piece of cake. Why would you say that? You say? Sure, anything's easy after dragging yourself through a hole in the ground. And you were familiar with the layout of the detention center even though you live in the prison. Why wouldn't I be? It ain't like I'd never been there before. If he's familiar with the detention center, then he'd surely be aware that unlike the doors in the main prison, the holding cell doors are locked with actual keys. And I'm sure Mr. Carcerado would have needed that particular piece of evidence to make his escape. I'm just confirming it.
Objection!
You claim that leaving the holding cell would have been a piece of cake, as you put it. Yeah, you got a problem with that? Because we can make it a problem if you catch my drift. Even once you had reached Knight's cell, you still had another door to contend with. How exactly did you plan on opening it? Mr. Carcerado, I posit that leaving the cell would have been a piece of cake only because you had the key. I don't got no stinking key. I didn't need one. It was a piece of cake because the door was open. I walked right out. Yes, I suppose Knight's cell was vacant by that point. There would have been no reason to lock it. And it was indeed unlocked when I went to examine it for myself. So perhaps when he finally succeeded today, it truly was unlocked because it was after the murder. But you had attempted to escape previously. Yeah, the security footage shows when you tried to and failed because Teddy caught you. Which was during the circus performance, before the body was discovered. The holding cell was still locked at the time because no one knew that Knight had been killed yet. Therefore, you must have had the key to the cell on you. Without it, your escape would not have been possible. Are you saying, could he really have? I believe he could, yes. The theft of the keys was in fact perpetrated by none other than Mr. Carcerado. He's the one who attacked the guard. But not just the guard, Knight too, all to gain possession of the guard's keys. It wasn't me, you lousy bum. I didn't even know this Knight guy. After you stole the keys, you went back to your cell to avoid suspicion, and then you waited for the perfect moment to escape. A moment when the prison would be almost deserted. That's right, the moment of the show, just before the discovery of the body. Unluckily for you, that particular attempt was thwarted by your furry fat friend. Says who, huh? You got proof, genius? This ain't your win yet, nuh-uh. Knight knocked the guard out for the count, and everybody knows it. Don't play games with me. Knight was as much a victim as the guard in this case. As a matter of fact, I have proof that Knight had been attacked in his cell.
Take that!
That proves it? Indeed it does. Oh wait. Very victim-y. Very victim. Oh wait, what do you mean the blow on his head? I guess not. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Ah. Night cell. Oh. Oh. Knight has been attacked in his cell. It's...
Take that!
Oh, that evidence. Okay. We found traces of Knight's blood on the cleanly white floor of his cell. What could possibly explain such a thing other than him having been attacked? And it was you who attacked him. You ambushed the both of them and stole the keys. Grrrr! Why, I oughta. What's with you, huh? That newspaper wiped that blood up good. Ain't no way you should have found it. Okay, but why did you think you had to wipe it up anyway? If they checked Knight in the guard's hands, they would have seen those two never came to blows. That blood would give the whole game. Ain't no way they don't figure there was a third man in the ring. Plus, once they started sniffing around on the floor, they'd have found the tunnel in a heartbeat. So you wiped up the blood to buy yourself a little more time. So you could wait for a better opportunity. What a dumbass. Sadly, the opportunity you sought wasn't good enough to get you clear of the prison, it seems. Now, hand over the keys. Oh my god. He looks like he's being Oh, he's getting punched. No, the bear! Killed by a lousy, stinking bum. Fine, you want the keys? Here. I help you choke on them. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, So this actually proves that Simeon Saint wasn't the killer.
Overruled.
Wait a moment. If Mr. Carcerado here had the keys. Indeed, Your Honor. Your theory relies on Knight having used the keys he allegedly stole to escape his cell. That was the only way he would have been able to enter Mr. Saint's cage and be moved to the workshop. Unfortunately for you, we now know that the theory cannot possibly be true. No! Guess this changes things up a bit, yeah? Now the only person who could have moved Knight's body is the one person who knew about that tunnel. No! You gotta be freaking... Mr. Carcerado, you're under arrest. Come quietly now, pal. Wait, you got the wrong guy. I didn't do nothing. Alright, fine. I knocked those two chumps out, and I stole the keys. But after that, I went back to my cell and waited for my moment. Next time I went to Knight's cell, there was nobody around. And I mean nobody. Plus, his body was found at the workshop. You think I just matched my way in there or something? I couldn't even have gotten out of my cell. Indeed, you only had the key to Knight's cell. You couldn't have left your own cell back in the prison. But Mr. Canis' dog could. Huh? It's not you, but Helmut who moved the body from your cell to the workshop. I get it now. You're saying he wasn't the only con in this conspiracy. Indeed, one can easily imagine that Mr. Carcerado and Mr. Canis might have worked together. I don't know. I still believe that Mr. Canis didn't do the killing. Mr. Carcerado could have killed Knight and dragged him back to his cell. And then Mr. Canis' dog took him from there to the workshop. There are no restrictions on the animal's movements within the prison. Movement between the detention center and the prison proper, however, is tightly controlled. There was only one possible route, and only you could have taken advantage of it, Mr. Carcerado. How can you be so sure, huh? Maybe there's more of them and you just don't know. Something tells me that digging even a single tunnel was arduous enough. You got that right. You tried scraping more than one hole in the dirt with a spoon. Lucky for me, I didn't have to dig the whole way. Somebody already did a bunch of work for me. What? You didn't dig the entire tunnel yourself? No, found it when they put me in that cell. Ran all the way from there to the well in the yard already. Even looked down the well to check it from there. It was the same tunnel, all right. I just made good on what somebody else already started. Then what was the original tunnel for? Who knows? You're the only one with the answers, pal. Maybe somebody else tried to break out. Ooh, or maybe the animals dug it. Like to get water from the well or something. Well's dry, kid. Ain't no water to be had down there. Though, come to think of it, a smell. Yeah, always smelled kinda nice down there. Nice. Gee, I don't know. Smells sort of like dessert, I guess. A sweet scent? That sounds very familiar. Where did we come across a sweet scent before? Where's the cake? Oh, Mr. Knight's body. Detective Gumshoe noticed a sweet smell when we were examining Knight's body. With the help of a police dog, we followed the scent of the body and traced his route back through the prison. And that, Mr. Carcerado, was how we found your tunnel. Could that same sweet scent be what you noticed coming from the well? Very clever, Mr. Edgeworth. You mean to suggest that this is evidence of the body having been moved through the tunnel? I do. Furthermore, Mr. Carcerado, you are the only person who could have done it. Nobody else had access. You have our thanks, Mr. Carcerado. Truly. Finally, the truth comes into view. Now unburden yourself. It is time. Confess your role in this tragic incident. What? You ain't pinning this on me. I'm glad to see we are finally in agreement, Your Honor. Hey, Fluffy, how are you? I hope you're doing well. And thank you for the redeem. Here is your awa awa. Wait, let me try to do it in the Carcerado's voice. Awa awa! How are you, buddy? Not of Mr. Canis. He was working with Mr. Knight.
Hold it.
I do not believe that he moved Mr. Knight's body. Instead, I believe that he lent Mr. Knight the use of the keys he stole. Oh my god. Granted, it seems likely that he attacked Mr. Knight, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Mr. Knight was knocked unconscious as a result. Ah, a fake beating. And what if he wasn't? What if he and Mr. Carcerado had reached a certain agreement? I'm alive and breathing. You know what? That's all I could ask for right now. I hope you're. I'm glad that I'm glad that you're alive and breathing. I hope that the month has been treating you well. I'm a little bit tired, but that's because I just finished all my exams. I passed. I wouldn't say I barely passed. I think I passed with a great margin, but you know, I passed nonetheless. Anyway, here's an ad break. We'll come back. Give me. I'm gonna go get water while we are in the ad break. Give me. I'll see you when we're back. All right, I'm back, but the ad break just started. What? Okay. No, we still have 55 seconds. I'll wait. The music's really lit, though. Very, very opera-y. Okay, here's what I think they're gonna say. They're gonna say that Carcerado lent him the keys to escape and then hide the key, like throw the keys back down in the hole so that he could pick it up and try it again next time. I think that's the route the Judge Gavel is gonna take. Okay, welcome back, everyone. It's 3 a.m. here. I should be out cold by now. What? Wait, why aren't you? Go to sleep. Here. Mr. Knight was plotting an escape for which he required a means of leaving his cell. And here was that precise means in the form of the keys Mr. Carcerado had just stolen from the guard. Mr. Carcerado himself would need to pass through the Mr. Knight's cell in order to effect his own... Can't sleep? Why not? I mean... I guess you have your own reasons. I've been unable to sleep as well, so... I understand. Mr. Knight needed only to shout and alert the guards, and Mr. Carcerado plans would be ruined. Don't know? Aw. You wanna keep the stream in the background while you close your eyes? Maybe it'll help you sleep. I find that background noise helps a lot in helping me sleep. And so the truth struck a deal. Lady, the only striking I do is with my fists. My, still you deny it? So, we are agreeing that we still disagree? Mr. Knight had Mr. Carcerado unlock his cell so that when Mr. Saint arrived, he could escape into the cage. Wait, I'm doing COD at the moment. Oh, are you having fun? Mr. Saint was unable to move him into the prison proper, just as planned. Aha! And then he took Mr. Knight into the workshop and did the dirty deed.
Objection!
For neither of you listening, the scent on Knight's body proves that it was taken through the tunnel. It was moved from his cell to the... Perhaps I'm doing the new map for the 4th time. When did the new map come out? Then what are you driving at? Say, Mr. Edward, the sweet scent shows the route the body took. However, it did not enter the tunnel from Mr. Knight's cell. One you seem to have overlooked. The well in the yard. Could a body not have entered the tunnel from there? The 5th of this year? Wait. The 5th of this year or this month? Oh yeah, that thing. The chain did not change the workshop, he took it outside. There he killed Mr. Knight and threw his body down the well. Mr. Candace's dog then dragged Mr. Knight's body here to his owner's cell from the bottom of the well. This month just got... Angie yet. Sorry. No, I would ask you to recall something. What's happening in the yard at the approximate time of the body's discovery? So, right? Regina and Simeon were performing for everyone. Wait, Simeon. Ah, indeed. And so you see how it must also have been him who disposed of the body. I mean, okay, wait. Edgeworth's like, she so effortlessly adjusted her theory to fit the facts. Didn't you do that too? It has a save and autosave feature if the game crashes. Uh-huh. And we have established Mr. Saint was off stage for 15 minutes, ample time to throw the body down the well. I'm sure you will agree. Knight's body was indeed thrown down the well. You cannot conclusively say that it was during the show. It could have happened at a different time. I got to the boss, game crashes and didn't save. No! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that, Fluff. Not have. Could not have. It's around the time the show began. Chip over a corpse while you're down there? No. Place was clean. Sorry, I'm eating right now. Before the show began, Mr. Carsarado would have seen it. However, he saw no such thing. Which makes it somewhat difficult to support your theory. Furthermore, Mr. Knight's body was discovered in the workshop after the show. It's been thrown down the well and moved to the workshop at some point during the show. Still just that a theory, a game theory, and upon that you lack the evidence to back it up. I can see that for the moment. I do not. May I suggest that we investigate the yard again? Oh my god, she mad. Very well, may the goddess of justice go with you. Now then, through the yard! Okay, what happened? Darlings, please. There's nothing to be alarmed about. By which I mean that's not an alarm. It's a dinner bell. Although I suppose it's rather alarming if you aren't used to it. It's the dinner bell. I'm so sorry, Sweet Pea. I hope you can forgive us. Alright, you two, back to your posts. Chop chop. And as for you, Rocco Carcerado, this time you went back to your room. Yeah, fine, I get the picture. Come on, Teddy. We're out of here. Nope, into solitary with you. Warden Guard, we'd like to take one more look at around the yard now. Oh, darlings, don't you have homes of your own to go to? Visiting hours are over, I'm afraid. Tomorrow, Nope. Now. Murderers escapee so eventful. It's time for our guests went home to Betty Buys, isn't it? Yes, it is. Come on now, darling. Don't make me bore you with all that I am the warden. This is an order nonsense. Oh, damn. Warden Lagarde is right. Her ward is law here, and we must respect her wishes. Mr. Edgeworth, your investigation of the yard will have to wait until tomorrow. You may keep your badge for now. The matter of your standing can wait. Okay, cool. I bid you a good day. Well, she's like a religious fanatic, and it just actually kind of pisses me off. What are you waiting for, kiddykins? Off you go. I'm giving her like a partial Russian accent. The knight's body was dropped down the well and then taken through Mr. Carcerado's cell through the tunnel. Facts supportly, she also seemed to believe that Mr. Saint had to be the one to move the body, but was he really the one with the opportunity? I still think it's the warden. But that's just me. Okay, that'll be it for today. Nice 3-hour session. One big chunk. So we're gonna end it here. That well looks completely locked though. So we're gonna go back to the title screen. We're gonna end the game here. We're gonna raid out. Thank y'all so much for watching, everyone. I had a lot of fun. And I hope y'all did too. So let's raid out. My own voice. Who have you not rated in a while? I mean, technically we've rated a lot of people, haven't rated a lot of people in a while. Because the 18th and all that jazz. So today's the 11th, right? Zion. It's been almost exactly a month we could rate her, but but we have rated her in the last month. Oh, actually, yeah. So we won't rate her. You know what? We'll raid Hainu. My brother. So here's our raid message. If you are subbed, here's the alternate raid message. So copy, paste it on his stream. He's playing Marvel Rivals right now. It's a fun game. If you're interested in that, you should totally check out the game for yourselves. It's free to play. This is not sponsored. If you want, if you like that stuff, you should watch his stream too. He is my brother, who is brother in rigging, I guess. So please show him some love, positivity, and your support. I appreciate all of you. I hope everyone has a great day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And as always, please remember to take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next stream. Bye!